Shut up and sit down.
Go, folks. Just make sure it's transmitting. Yes, we are on. We are on. No, yes, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a rather moist Friday frolic, folks. Yes, the show that will make you go running upstairs and hiding under the duvet going, what on earth is wrong with this world? Yes, it's us two idiots, folks. So, pick me out of the way first if you'd like to help keep the content coming. Head over to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop or click the join button below or a $sign in the super chat. All goes in a big pot, pays for this, and also I'm saving for my 3D printer, folks, so it's all going in there as well. It's helping me build a little kitty so I can go tiptoeing through the tulips and get a rather suave new printer because...
Tiptoeing through the tulips, I like that.
Absolutely, mate. I will be proper dancing a jig of jigginess, mate.
Oh, yeah.
All helps me out. It keeps the content coming. And without your support, we wouldn't be sat here doing this wonderful hobby that we all love. So it's your fault, all of you. It's your fault.
It's the finger of shame.
But, yes, and talking of the groovy gang, he says... looking over at the chatlings, let's have a looky, kids, who we've got. We got Panzer inside Festa and Foxx. Hello, mate.
Hey, Panzer.
Right, we need a new name for Floella because we're in a new month.
Jasmine. How about Jasmine?
Jasmine is inside evening, all not round for long tonight, as last night of my holiday down in Southend. Seeing my folks with Ivy, got to be up in 6 hours for the drive back to Nottingham. Ivy says, oh, hi. Hello, Ivy. Big hugs, my darling. And in about 2 hours' time, go and wake him up and tell him it's 6 a.m. and he needs to start driving. Because when he realises he's up early, he's going to have a bottom lip to die for. Yeah. Everyone's saying hello to Chaos. Me saying it's a short show today as it's very hot in here, so we'll be off at 2 a.m. So that's my target time, folks. So, yeah. There you go, because it is cooking in here.
It is.
Goodly even parked squiggle, says Foxx. Panzer says, sounds like Foxx hit a bum note. See what he did there, Panzer. He must be in an hangout trying to impress his chums again. Scale modelling chaos, a.k.a. Jasmine, evening parks the sound made when Foxx bum slides across leather. Yeah, absolutely. James is in, evening, morning, Colin Foxx, all in chat, Festa hugs and Foxx hugs. Hello, James, love to you, Alicia and Shania, big hugs issued to the girls. Finger of shame for you, because it's your fault. Jasmine saying hi to James, as is Panzer. Natasha says, sorry, I had my comment on 24 hours. I got my days wrong for this live. Oh, bless you. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you for your comment, even. Yeah. I wondered who it was because it said one waiting, and I'm like, who's that who's in so early, bless? PJ's in, says, goodly thingy, my Bob, what's it? Hey, Colin, Foxx, everyone in chat, let's get frolicking. Hello, PJ, mate. Hope you're keeping safe and well, and everything's all right your end, mate, and things are all right with you, because you know why I ask. Natasha says hi at the Festa and Foxx, all in chat. Andy from Quinstar Scale Models is in, says evening. Oh, hello, Andy.
Hello.
PJ says a tidy bench. Nah, stop it, mess it up now. Yeah, I emptied my entire bench, PJ, because I couldn't get me part works on there in the end, mate. So it's a bit fuller tonight because I've got something that I can't show in my little tub. You know, my keep the dust off the freshly painted stuff tub.
Yes, your paint shop.
Other than that, yeah, the rest of the bench only has my drinks on it and what I'm using tonight. Ignore that side of the screen because I can't show what's on there until the person's received it and the video is released at their leisure. And it was easier just to keep it there because I've got the room now, see?
Yes. You could fit a Batmobile on there.
I did. I took a picture the other day of it empty and sent it to him, but he nearly fell over. And and the eagle-eyed would have noticed. They could see Bruce again because he's still there. There you go.
Yeah. UPKA.
But yes, I shall be doing some painting and stuff like that, probably in the early hours of the moulding, probably the best time because the temperatures are its coolest. So it's easy just to have everything there. I can spray straight in there, leave it on the bench, plug it in, boom, job done. Everyone's happy. I'm rambling, hello. Andy says, just a quick hello tonight as I've got to be up early. Hope you have a good show. No worries, Andy. You take care, mate. Lovely to see you. But yeah, Paige, I've got a shelf of bench overflowness now next to me. I would spin the camera around and show you. However, those of a nervous disposition really do not want to see Wookiee moves. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So the camera is staying firmly pointed there.
Same at my end.
Because it's rather warm in here, and I'm not going to subject you to that. But yes, about an hour's work to clear that bench, but I'm happy because I can now film me part works without having to move clutter about to get the So, Anywho, I'm rambling. How's you and how's me bum? There you go.
I'm fine, thank you very much. You're going to work hard now to keep that big space, aren't you?
Not at all. It's not a problem. I've been doing stuff all week without it being an issue, mate.
No, I mean, you're going to work hard to not end up with another 1 foot square workspace.
Absolutely. I've got me paint. I've got me paint there ready for when I'm airbrushing, and I've got me paint in its carousel for tonight. As soon as I'm done on this show, that all gets moved or cleared away. Easy, isn't it?
Awesome. Yes, I'm fine. I'm all right. Mum Wolf is absolutely fine. She's gone to bed.
Oh, bless her. Best place for her.
Fast asleep. She gets an early night on Fridays sometimes.
I did it at the peak of the heat today. I just went and had a cold shower, dived in the bed underneath the fan and just chilled it out. It's like, so I'm basically on the night shift at the moment.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. You're away from the midday heat and all of that. Like you're asleep. So, yeah.
That's one advantage of us both being in this house, being stuck on the getting up at 4 in the afternoon and going to bed at 4 in the morning cycle. We kind of miss all that.
Absolutely. So, and I've got them big hotel ceiling fans, you know, the big sort of 40-inch blade ones, and I just have that on full chat. So your chest there's rippling like a rug of rugness, and just off you go, don't you? It's like
rippling like a field of corn.
Absolutely. So sorry to put that image in your head, folks, but hey, you know,
just imagine the hand going across the tops of the ears of corn.
Yeah, if it's in mine, it's in yours, folks. There you go. What are you up to tonight, anyway?
Tonight, chipping. I've not got much to do. I've got to chip the little walker, so I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
And then I suppose I'll start painting details on stuff.
Yeah. How many months, years, chipping are there left in that bad boy, geese?
Oh, well, I did most of it last week. So I've just got to do a little bit of brown on him. Then I've got a few bits to do on the walker, which should not take that long. And then that's the chipping done. Then I can start painting all these many tiny dudes.
Happy days, mate.
Doesn't seem like enough dudes, actually.
No.
5, 6, 7. I'm sure I'm missing someone. I'm going to count them with my brain.
Oh dear, you go careful. If you're counting things with your brain, that's not going to end well, is it?
No. Anyway, never mind that. How are you and how's my mum and Auntie Winnie? Hi, Auntie Winnie.
She's all right. Yeah, she's a bit hot and a bit bothered, and yeah. So they're both sort of avoiding the heat and all of that because, you know, they're women of a certain age, aren't they? Let's be honest. And so. Shout out as well to my eldest boy Lex. He's now officially 30. Told you I'd get him.
Lex.
So he's gonna have a face like a slapped ass for the next week or so because he really, really has not been looking forward to turning 30. But all I'll say to that, mate, is proud as punch. Thanks for being my son. I'm proud of you every day, And thanks for the 30 years of happiness you brought me and your mother, mate. So there you go.
Because they are good lads, your lads.
They are good lads, you know, they really are. I'm so proud of both of them. And, yeah, they're really decent blokes.
He's sitting there like, oh, stop it.
No, he's having his dinner at the moment. So, yeah, when it comes to food, him and the missus, they're like, yeah. They're having their dinner watching Indian Premier League cricket that they recorded months ago. So.
Oh, yeah, because he's into the cricket as well, isn't he?
Yeah, so that's what their evening is. When I'm in here doing this, they both do that. H is just like, yeah, I get the remotes. She's as happy as Oggins slop, mate. So it works a treat because I can watch motorbikes go round in circles doing their practice overnight. Yep. They get to do their thing when I'm in here, so everyone's happy.
Works out nicely.
It does, mate. So there you go. First coat of Periscope green has gone in.
Oh, it's a nice colour.
I do like a bit of Periscope green, so that'll go off. It'll have probably another 2 coats on that. And then I'll put a little light, you know, bit of light in there. Can't think of the word, light dot or whatever you want to call
Highlights.
it.
I know. Oh, I can't think of it now.
Yeah. So.
Specular highlight.
Yeah. There you go.
Something like that.
So it'll have that in it. Once this is all cured, but for the moment, I just want to get me Periscope green in there.
Panzer says, Moobs in Corn sounds like the restaurant from hell.
Absolutely, mate. Hey, you know, it's needs must, mate. You know, it's...
Yep.
Yeah. It's either an hour's show and we sweat like sweaty people, or we sit here topless and stretch it to a couple of hours. So we went for the latter.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me, it's better than nuts and gravy anyway.
Oh, no, don't want to do that.
Moobs in Corn.
There you go. So that's a little bit of Periscope green gone in, so I don't have to worry about that now. I want that to fully go off. So
painting lenses on the tanks is actually really good fun, isn't it?
Therapeutic, isn't it?
Yeah, I do enjoy painting lenses. I find it's really hard to, like, I've never figured out how to paint them realistically. So I've always painted them in a kind of slightly cartoony Games Workshop way, and I just like doing it.
Doing them in a way that appeals to you and your eye, isn't it? I tend to look at where the model's going to be stored, and I look at how the light is hitting it during different times of day, and then that's what I decide where the little highlights will go then. Yep. So it's just my little thing. You often hear me, I've got the model on its thing, it's talking to me, and it's like, and then I'll take a photograph, and it's like, yeah, okay, I can see where the light's hitting it. Bob's your uncle. It days.
I tried painting a headlight realistically once. I looked at a photograph and it was like, it just looked like absolute balls. I'm like, you know what? I'll just stick to the cartoon.
Absolutely. Lord Bobbins of Bobbin Manor is in. He says, good evening. He says, from Castle Bobbins.
Good evening.
The legend of King Bobbins and the Round Table.
Bobs.
Yeah. Baker's in says, hello all. Hello, Reese. How you doing, guys? Lovely to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Love to you and the beautiful hello, Reese. I hope you're both keeping well. Mm-hmm. So we got a bit of that going on.
How do you remember everyone's names? I'm terrible with names.
I'm better than I used to be at work. You know, I've worked with people for years and called them the wrong name, but no, for some reason, the names just sit there. You know, it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, you're good at names. I'm useless. That's why I call everybody dude or buddy or mate, because it's like I can't remember anybody's name.
Yeah, I mean, I get used to their Facebook handle or their YouTube handle, and it's like, oh yeah, you're so-and-so from that channel, and then that's it, isn't it? It's in your head. I don't
You have like
always
a-
get it right. Don't get me wrong. I do get it wrong sometimes, but
Yeah. I'm rubbish with names.
one of them, innit? You can either remember them or you can't. But
Yep.
if it's someone who hasn't been in for a while, then I can sometimes think, okay, I know them, and then I'm searching for the name. So I normally just say, yeah, apologies, I've forgotten who you are. Could you just remind me of your name? Because, yeah, I am a man of a certain age, and
I just say to people, if I forget your name, don't be offended. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I'm terrible with names.
yeah, I do forget every now and then, but luckily I've not got too bad with it.
Yeah. I'm good with faces, but names.
See, that's where I'm the opposite.
Mm.
You know, I can see a face and it takes me a while to associate the name that goes with it. But if they was to say, oh, yeah, I've got a YouTube channel, it's called this, I'd know their name. It's weird, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I'm good with voices as well, bizarrely.
Yeah.
But just names, no chance.
Oh, yeah. I had one instance where someone turned up at the door and said they knew me. So I took their photo and sent it to the wife and said, they say they know me. She said, yeah, that's Brian. He was your best man. Okay. But I hadn't seen them for such a long time, and I just could not remember who they were.
The thing is, if that's many, many years, then people look different anyway, so that's fair enough, isn't it?
But it was like, there was just nothing. I had no familiarity, recognition of them in any way, shape or form. It was embarrassing, but... Ah, right, apparently, yeah, I know you now.
Have you got ID on you?
But yeah, it's just one of them, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure if any of my old school people that I knew at school turned up, I wouldn't have a clue who they were. Maybe
None of
with one or
mine
two
would know
exceptions.
me at all because I'm completely different to what I was back then.
Yeah.
I look totally different. So, yeah, they wouldn't have a clue. Put it this way, my own sons didn't recognise me in my wedding photos, so, yeah. There is that. Which, you know, it is quite funny when you think about it. But then, you know, I was 19 when I got married, you know, so you do change, even from that age. You know, you gain weight and you lose your barnet and all of that. So you very rarely do you look the same as you did at that age. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've changed that much, but yeah, I'll have changed. Whether somebody would have recognised me from years ago, I've got no idea. Probably not. Not if they knew me when I had long hair. Wouldn't have a chance.
Is that before Ponytail Gate or after Ponytail Gate?
After. Because if you do it before, I didn't have the long hair. And if you do it during, that's only about 6 months.
Yeah.
But there was another 10 or 12 years after that where I had actual proper long hair. Actual natural long hair.
Them straws, them straws, them straws. Let's clutch them straws.
Hey, I felt like a pirate. Being a pirate's cool.
Yeah. Bet Jack Sparrow was bricking it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, got a face
Not
now.
my it's not my fault I was 12 years late, 15 years late for the new romantic era.
Happy days. New Fenris is in, saying hello, Festa and Foxx. Hello, mate.
Hey, buddy.
Reese says all good this end. Clarice is good, struggling with this heat, but all good. Happy days. You can never forget the Beaker. You were the one who christened me. Absolutely. He came in the hangout one night and it was like, Beaker's in. Instant nickname given. John Alec is in. Hello, John. How you doing, mate? Lovely to see you, fella. You know why. He says, hi, Colin Guru. PJ, we got a bench, belly and beverage because I had forgot the question. Bobbins is straight in. Belly, beef stroganoff, followed by cheesecake. Bench is the Wesser aircraft carrier, beverage, decaf coffee. PJ straight in with belly, CLT, chicken, lettuce and tomato, toasted sarnie, get in. Bench is a 24th acid Gower Lancia Stratos 1977 Safari Rally. Beverage is a JD. Nice one, mate. There you go. Don't forget, bench, belly, beverage and biscuits. What's on the bench? What's in your belly? What is your beverage of choice and biscuits of choice this lovely warm Saturday morning?
Dude, beef stroganoff. Oh, one of my favourite meals. I don't know why, it just is.
Nice bit of fish next door waiting for me.
Oh yeah, fish and chips Friday night.
Yeah, time to look forward to that. So I shall have that when I'm watching me motorbikes go round in circles, getting me knee down, trying not to let me fish slide off the plate.
So, Mrs. Workshop, how did your husband fall over? Well, he was getting his knee down again. He was watching the bikes.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's my thing this week, watching motorbikes go round in circles at Silverstone. 75th anniversary of MotoGP, and they've got all their special liveries this week to market. There are some brilliant retro paint jobs on the bikes this week, folks. So even if you're not a fan, let's go and have a look at what they've done with some of these machines for the anniversary. It's beautiful. Some of the bike schemes, I'm sitting there going, you know, that's better than your current bike scheme. Can you keep that?
Oh yeah, some of the vintage colour schemes, they got quite bold with their colours.
They have to be careful these days because obviously with corporate sponsors and that, you know, they have to, you know, but they've even gone back and used some of the retro logos that these companies had way back when. So obviously the sponsors have had to agree for their old logos to be used. It's been quite a thing to achieve, but I'm glad that no one vetoed it because
oh, it'd be handy if some of them don't exist anymore. I'd be like, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. So I just thought that was a nice touch, to be honest with you, because I do like a bit of retroing. You know, there's a beautiful bike that's done in the classic Castrol Honda colours that Zarco's using, and it's a tribute to Mike Howard. So you know, they're all names that have sadly gone and departed the world, but it's nice that even the older era is represented. So yeah, I'm happy. Anyway, that's my reminiscing ramble over with.
Here's a question for you then. What is your favourite corporate logo? Mine is Pan Am. I love Pan Am. I don't know why. I just think it's a brilliant logo.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's a random question, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. It's, I suppose for simplicity, it would have to be the Shell logo, wouldn't it? Because what more do you need?
Yeah.
You know, that is it, isn't it? But, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah. And not even necessarily vintage, but just it could be modern, it could be vintage.
It's one of those, you know. I mean, Microsoft and Apple did the classics, didn't they? With it's an apple and it's a window. Duh. It doesn't need to be anything else. So this mentality sometimes is the way forward, isn't it? But
I've always had a liking for logo design, just because it's that one rare form of art where what it looks like is 100% of its actual purpose.
Well, yeah, it's like most of the automotive logos are just so there, aren't they? You know, it is literally that, you know.
It doesn't have to have a meaning. It just has to...
PJ says Coca-Cola. Yeah, good shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good logo. Coca-Cola. Pepsi, another one.
Bad drink, good logo.
Yeah, it's one of them, you know, it's...
Actually wrote to Coca-Cola once for permission to use a design.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because I was doing I'd started writing like a sort of graphic novel-y type thing. That never got anywhere, but we had a fictitious drink brand. It was a fizzy milk drink called Coca-Cola or Calc.
Yeah.
And we designed the logo, and it obviously wasn't the Coke logo, but it was very similar. So we wrote to them and said, is this too similar? And they were like, yeah, it's a bit too close. Okay.
Yeah.
But just check. And it was like, yeah, it's too similar. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some corporate companies that are so thing with their brand, aren't they? And it's just like, yeah. And you can understand it, I suppose, can't you? Because, you know, it is their brand, it is their corporate identity and IP, so they're going to want to protect it.
You've got fiercely protected at every turn. Otherwise, open the floodgates.
Yeah, well, you've only got to allow one to do it, and then everyone's doing it, aren't they? So,
yep.
You know, yeah, I can remember there was a builder that had his van in their red with his logo in their font all down the side, and yeah, I think in the end he had to change the font because I do actually,
surprised.
yeah, I think it was actually their font that he had downloaded.
Oh, yeah,
you know, so
that was a bit of a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, there's similar, and then you've gone a bit too far.
There's similar and blatant. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a. How can I put this? Where I get my lovely fat bugger, like evil fatness, filthy kebabs from. Let's just say they're named after a prominent Disney franchise. Let's say.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it with YouTube channels, with within the community even, and you're like, yeah, if they get wind of that, you'll be hit with a copyright because,
That's what surprised me about this pizza place is they've had it for like 25, 30 years, and this never happened.
Oh yeah,
it's like, but it couldn't be more blatant. It's like it's not even a version of it. It's like literally the Disney character.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we see that a lot, don't we? Different.
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to say, I mean, technically the name's in the public domain, but the specific character they use is like it's the Disney one. So you could just.
Yeah, Marvel characters in thumbnails and that. It's like, you might just want to be careful there.
Yeah, don't use a licensed IP ever.
No. I got hit when I first started doing YouTubing. I used to, as my end credit score, it used to be Ecstasy of the Gold. And I gave all the credits to the original artist and all of that lot, but it soon turned into one of those, we'd rather you not be doing that. So yeah, no worries, not a problem, I'll change it. I did give you credit and all of that lot, and I was like, totally, respect that you did that, but it's kind of, not a problem.
You need to pay us.
And it was like, no worries, not an issue. You've got a choice. You can either sulk about it or you can just change it to something else. But no offence, man. I just like that piece of music, and it was, it's just one of them. But lesson learned. I've only been told off twice by YouTube. The other time was SpaceX. I shared the launch of space because I'm a space nerd. I really am.
Yeah.
I was so into the whole SpaceX boosters landing and that, so I shared the launch of the Tesla. And I got hit with copyright for the use of David Bowie's Starman because playing in the background of their official video was it. And I thought, well, if they've done it on there, surely it's okay. But it wasn't. It was like, we kind of really don't want you doing that. So no worries. So I just killed the music. Still kept the video up there, but
because they've paid for it, obviously. But
I totally get that. So it's just like
fair play.
Absolutely.
I've only ever been given a couple of things for copyright, but they've always been removed because they've been complete nonsense.
Oh yeah.
Because they've pinged me for my own music.
Oh yeah.
On a few occasions, I use some of my music some of my recordings for the Brandenburg concertos.
Yeah.
And they've said, "Oh, this is copyright, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "You're comparing my piece of music recorded off a piece of public domain music on synthesizer with this recording of a classical orchestra. That's nothing to do with it." And they're like, "Yeah, our bad." And then a few months ago, I got a couple of things saying someone was trying to claim my monetization.
Oh yeah.
Because I was using their music, but they were using my music in their videos, but it's public domain.
Yeah.
So I had to politely say, it's actually public domain, and I wrote it, and yeah, shut up, bye.
Yeah.
They got removed, as in I won.
It's the fact that someone else is monetizing your product. It's like, really?
Well, I made it public domain, so they're welcome to do that, but it probably was automated.
Yeah.
But
oh, their algorithm will find you. That's all I'd say to people that sit there and go, "Oh yeah," but they'll never find out. Yeah, they do. May not be straight away, but they will.
What frustrated me was it matched uploaded their video, and then it sent me the thing saying you're using this person's music, but my video's been online for like 7 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, why didn't it do it the other way around? It's like, it's them matching me. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny because I've seen a few people like selling music collections and stuff that's got my stuff in it, and it's like, wow, I made it public domain, so
yeah, I
can't complain. Some of them try to claim it as their own, and it's like, no. I did actually. I was a bit naughty once. Somebody actually put a video up saying, "Here's a piece I wrote, blah blah blah," and in their comments I put, "Oh look, here's this piece that I actually composed several years ago. Here's some links." Yeah, I was blocked on the channel after that.
I had a classic one. A person posted up a picture of work in the group. And it was like, yeah, here's this thing I built. They would have been all right, but the picture they used was actually a kit that I'd built myself. Yeah. So I got to the original photograph and just privately messaged them and said, the trick is you're going to plagiarize someone's work. Make sure it isn't the owner of the group posted it.
Yeah. Dick.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, don't do it in the house.
Here's the pic of the original work. What gave you away was the background is my bench, just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they was like, yeah, my bad, and removed themselves from the group. And I was like, you don't have to remove yourself from the group, but just,
post up your own work. And
post up your own work would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the funniest ones of it.
Yeah, the thing is, the moment somebody does that, they've not got their own work, and
yeah. But apparently they did it in someone else's group about a month later, and it was like, yeah,
that looks like somebody else's work that I recognise. Yes.
Yeah. Well, again, the person knew me. It was like, yeah, remember that person? Yeah, they've done it in mine as well. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, I've got no tolerance for people that do that. It's like,
I was actually partly flattered, to be honest with you. It was like, oh well, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it was, you just still got to say, yeah, you might not want to be doing that, because they've only got to do it to the wrong person, haven't they? Not everyone is going to be as amiable or as polite as us two.
No.
There are people out there that would jump up and down and probably want them shot at dawn. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's, if they do it to the wrong person, then they're marked on the internet forever.
Dale at Mac 3D says Pan Am is a simple, straightforward logo. It is, mate.
Yep.
Jeff Light is in. He says, "Good evening, guys. Sorry for being late. No apology needed, Jeff. Love to you and Maggie, mate. Big hugs for Maggie.
Yep.
Hope you're both keeping well." You don't have to apologise for being late in here. Turn up when you want. It's your show.
Yeah, there's no such thing as being late. There's just tactically delayed.
Yeah.
Maybe it's wait until we all stop sweating so much and stop stinking. That would be tactical.
That's why we're doing this short show, because, we can't stand the smell of man.
Man.
Yeah. Typical Brits, innit? We moan when it's wet and windy and rainy, and we moan when it's warm. We're never happy.
I'll tell you what, I can't wait to be an old age pensioner when it's never warm enough. Because it'd be great. I'll never be ever hot and sweaty again.
Oh, I'm officially like that now, mate. I'm terrible. Not as bad as Helen. You know, she's a nightmare.
Yeah. If Lexi's like that now when he's 30, what's he going to be like when he's 50?
Oh, mate, he sounds like an old cyborg when he's walking, creaking away. But he said to me earlier, he said, I've developed this recent thing. I went, what? He said, I'm now making similar noises to you when I get in and out of a chair. I went, yeah.
Oh, that's the sign.
I said, it's all downhill from now, mate. Oh, don't, he says. Yep. Downhill.
Next is when you get up and your feet ache for no reason at all.
Yeah.
They just do.
Yeah, he's always suffered with his knees. He'd done his cruciates when he was a goalkeeper years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Late teens, he did both his cruciate ligaments, and he struggled ever since, bless him. He went under the knife, but it's like anything, when they go in and play with a joint, it's never quite it's never quite the same. And
no.
Yeah. Go on.
I say I'll make Tony Helgen 3.5. He had absolutely crippled knees. He suffers a lot with those.
Yeah. He's not appreciative of them. But he had the grafts done, and it's
They can't really fix it, can they? They can just make it better.
They can make it or try to make it as stable and as tolerable, but it's never the same.
No, not that joint. Yeah, you start doing all the grunts and groans.
Oh, yeah. Because he used to laugh at my knees creaking, but my knees got done when I had the bike spill, you know. But
the thing is, this is your moment of satisfaction now, because you can sit there and you can think of all the times he mocked you for being creaky and groany, and you can sit there and say, ha, 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 you see, I told you one day it'd come to bite you in the ass.
Exactly, but
told you not to mock me.
So he does bemoan it. He's like, I kind of sound like you when I'm walking now. So, told you my revenge would be sweet.
Oh yeah,
you're most welcome.
It will all come to you in the end. Yeah, about 3 or 4 years ago, I've spent like 10 or 15 years or more sitting. If I'd sit in my chair like I'm sitting in this chair now, before this gaming chair, I had an office chair. And what I'd do is I'd sit there with like my left leg, my foot like tucked under my butt.
Oh, so
I'd be like sitting on my foot, as it were, kind of thing. I don't know why, I just did. I didn't sit. Anyway, about 3 or 4 years ago, my knee just decided that it had enough.
Yeah.
And for a good year and a half, I was absolutely in crippling agony. Just like if I sat or walked anywhere for more than 5 minutes, it was killing me. And it got to the point where I was like, I used to go and sit in my local Games Workshop store and paint, and I couldn't, because my leg would seize up. In the end, it went away, but I just had to force myself to not sit like that anymore. My
missus, through the diabetes place, and that got me the big foot massager thing that I keep under my reclining chair in the lounge. And you plug it in and bung your feet on it, and it oscillates and does all these weird things, but it keeps the circulation in your feet and your legs going. Oh, dude, it's my new favourite friend, mate, because I have the massage chair going. I've got me plates sat on that bad boy. Oh, mate, I'm like... but
you're like...
it's, it's getting pinkness in the feet. It works, doesn't it? You got to do it.
I can imagine you being like, your face being like the dog with his head out the window, just going blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, it's proper, it's like a bloodhound's cheek gel, It's like, oh, yeah, I'm having this.
Where's me brush?
But I'm happy, it's keeping the circulation there, isn't it? So,
oh, yeah.
It's what you got to do, isn't it? You got to keep these things going. This is what you do when you're officially an old fart.
Yeah. I think the year after I had my messed up knee that went away, then I got the messed up feet for like a year and a half. Just my feet were in agony all the time.
Yeah.
And then they got better. It's weird. I came to a realisation today. This brush, right? This brush.
Yeah.
This is what I use. My official getting paint from the pot onto the wet palette brush.
Right, I am listening.
It's used for nothing else. And I realised that I've got a picture on the wall downstairs, big, like 4 foot by 3 foot. I don't know, just massive, like drawing that I did, framed and everything.
Right.
That I drew in 1989, and I used this brush.
Oh wow.
I remembered using this brush because I used to do ink and then watercolour colouring, and this was used for some of the ink outlines. And I realised I've had this brush for that long.
Oh wow.
I thought it was a Games Workshop one because it's got the barcode on it, but it's not. It's actually a lot older. I just thought it's so long. Because I was like, no, it's a Games Workshop one. It's like, no, it's actually very, very old. Wow.
Yeah.
So what, 30 odd years I've had that?
Oh well, can't argue with that.
Yeah. So you never throw our brushes away. This is now my official scooping brush. And it will be for all. And the funny thing is, it gets no loving care, and yet it's survived all this time, unlike any other brush. It's weird. The ones you look after destroy themselves, and the ones you don't care about last forever.
Oh yeah.
Makes no sense.
And the disposable ones, you just keep cleaning and cleaning and cleaning and cleaning.
That was very weird. I went to put my brush in my brush pot and thought I'll be very quiet, and then you went tick, 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 and I thought, how am I doing that? I thought that was my noise. I'm like, wait, how am I doing that? Yes, our disposable brushes.
Oh yeah, you got to have disposable brushes, mate.
Disposable, in air quotes.
Oh, they're brilliant little brushes. Oh, I love them.
Absolutely. Available in Festa's Amazon store, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Yep. You can buy a pack of 100 and you can use one for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll get 3 packets of them because I should go through them like hotcakes, and I'll still clean in the same original one. It's like, yeah.
Did yours actually come with a plastic tube, or did you add it? I think mine didn't. Come
no,
with
mine. Every single one of them got plastic tubes, mate.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Mine didn't.
Yeah. Reaching. Just move that a minute.
The funny thing is, it's like I found them to be actually very, very good brushes for painting tiny details in hard to get places.
Yeah. All the tubes. See? There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm never sure.
Which quite surprises me, for considering they're like about 3p each.
Yeah.
They're some of the best small detail brushes I've ever used. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very weird, but
they're good for getting into little corners.
you're a little corner.
Well, thank you very much. I try my best.
He's made of little corners, folks. Now says it's us old farts that keep everyone going. Absolutely, couldn't agree more with you, Dal. Yeah, they all moan about us, but without us, what would the world be like?
Yep.
But the scary thing is, when we're all sat on the veranda, they're the ones going to be running it.
Yeah.
And it's
We'll
like,
sit on the veranda, cut the switch.
How nervous are we?
I was watching. I've just stuck. There comes a point at which you get to our age and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and let things happen, because
oh yeah,
if I thought about it, I'd go mad.
yeah, sit back and let the world pass us by.
Yep.
Do you find yourself looking in the air with that smirk on your face? People go, "What are you thinking?" And it's like, yeah, it's your problem now, not mine.
I'll be gone when that bears fruit.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, you think it's bad now. Wait till you lot are in charge. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it must be a sign of getting old that I've been looking for something to watch. Now I've finished watching NCIS. And I've started going back and watching New Tricks on BBC.
Oh, right, yeah.
And of course, when I last watched New Tricks many, many years ago, I was a young man.
Yeah.
Now I'm watching it and thinking, this feels so much more different now I'm that kind of age.
And you're younger than me, ain't you? You're only a pup still. You've turned 50, ain't you?
Yeah, 50.
Yeah.
I'm still young, but like to 20-year-old me, I'm ancient. I don't feel 50. I don't know. I feel like 25, but knackered.
In our heads, we are 25, but our carcasses are 85.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I still think I could do all the daft stuff that I did years ago, and it's like, yeah. And then
That's
the carcass goes, ha, ha, fat boy, you think, do you?
Yeah, try again, love.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, like, you know, to me, people my age now, when I was younger, they wouldn't have been doing stuff like playing video games and making models, and we're doing young people's things. And yet, my generation, our generation, me and you, we wouldn't think of being old and playing dominoes and drinking a pint of stout in the pub with flat cap on. We'd be
exactly.
Like, you're having a laugh. What's that all about? I'm wearing shorts and a T-shirt and I'm making models.
Yeah. If you see me in beige flannels, get a gun out and shoot me, because it ain't happening.
Just take me out.
Flat cap with a corduroy panel in it. It's like, yeah, it's not happening. You won't see me playing long bowls or anything like that. It's like,
nope. That's the thing. When I was young, people this age now, that they were like getting to retirement and just doing gardening. It's like, dude, I'm still playing with toys.
Yeah, I don't want to be like that. You know.
No.
At the end of the day, I'm happy doing my thing until I can't do my thing. That's how I see it.
I'm prepared to at some point end up buying clothes from Burton's, but that's about as far as I'm willing to go. And even that's drastic.
Yeah, that
like
is, mate. I wouldn't have admitted to that.
Well, the thing is, you get to that age, and you know, at some point,
like, yeah,
you're going to accidentally find beige.
No, sorry, mate.
Although I've got something to show you. Hang on.
Yeah, beige ain't happening, mate. Penny's pit stop is in, saying hello, Penny. How are you? Lovely to see you.
Hey, Penny. I've just picked up a set of shorts, like to wear when it's hot and sticky. Like really thin. I've got them on at the minute, but they came with a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh my God!
Look at that! Look at that!
Oh my God!
I ain't going anywhere near beige, not anytime soon.
Oh my God!
They're indoor shorts. It's just so when it's really hot, I'm not sweating cold.
Wow! Just when you thought he couldn't get any worse.
There ain't nothing wrong with the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, of course there ain't. Nothing right with it either.
Hey, it worked for Magnum. It'll work for me.
Oh my God!
No, I only really wanted the shorts because they're really thin material and they're great for when it's really hot. And I don't want to be sitting around in my cargo shorts. The shirt is a bonus.
Yeah, don't sit there trying to justify the shirt because there's no justification available, mate. Sorry.
I wear that proudly. I wear that proudly in a crazy kind of way. Oof. My point is that I'm not in any way sensible or old and boring like old people when we were kids used to be.
Yeah, but again, it's generational, isn't it? You know, old people back then were sort of Ovaltinis, weren't they, still? Because that was the era they had grown up into. It was still the real cream mob, wasn't it? And it's Mr. Chumley Warner, what?
I say, what?
You know, and, you know, swimwear was, you know, a three-piece suit without the jacket.
Yeah, roll your sleeves up.
Yeah.
Roll the trousers up. What amazes me is when you look at photographs from, say, even just as late as the 70s, and how old people looked.
Yes.
And I actually watched a video on this about why did people in the past look older, and there was a picture of Frank Boff, believe it or not. That started me thinking about this. Frank Boff in the studio at Grandstand in 1970 something or other. And he was like 30 something, but he was almost bald, had a comb over, and looked about 60.
I can't help but, like, Frank Boff, innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But But it's like, and then it got me looking into things, and it's like people in those days, like in the past, they looked older. Like people in their 30s looked in their 50s. It's like, what is that about? How is that a thing that happened?
Yeah, someone in their 50s looked like an old man.
Yeah. The video I watched came to the consensus that we just see the old clothes and therefore we associate them and just look at it. It's like, no, they really did look older. Some of them.
Yeah.
Then you had like the standouts like Des Lynam, who never looked old, or Dickie Davis. They never looked old.
Yeah, stayed the same for years. Look at, here's a classic example of Benjamin Button syndrome. Fred Dinage has looked the same since 1974.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I mean, all right, he had a comb over when, you know, he probably had a comb over when he was at school, bless him. But but he's never really, I mean, he's in his 80s now. I think he's 83, something like that. But he's always looked like Fred Dinage. You know what I mean? It's
Robert Robinson, he always looked the same. He always looked old, but Sandy Toksvig, she doesn't look old.
No, she don't. She's aged really well, wasn't she? Bless
she's
her.
Like, she's just got a bit plumper in places, but other than that, she's not got particularly old. Doesn't look old at all. It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. Like I say, you know, certain people age really well, don't they? Denzel Washington, the actor, you know, that guy still looks about 40, and he's well into his 60s now, you know, and it's like, really? Dude.
Kamala Harris, 59. So really?
Yeah.
I thought she was in her 40s or something. I was like, what?
No.
I thought she was a dashing young thing.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. Then you get the people who you see and you think, oh, you have aged. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, yeah, there's some and you think, you see their age and it's like, this actor, 44, and you're like, 44? Oh, my God, you look 94, you know.
Damn, you've been on the marching powder a bit too much there, I think.
Yeah, it's like, you've had a hard life, mate, you know, but...
All I've got stuck in my head right now is the music from U-Tricks.
Oh, really?
Write a fame tune, sing the fame tune. And I didn't know this, but Dennis Waterman only died in 2022.
Oh, yeah.
He was still around. I'm like, wow, I thought he died a long time ago.
No, he's not been gone long, mate.
I do like U-Tricks, though. It's such a good series.
I gathered that.
Yeah. Oh, sniffles. I have difficulty with Amanda Pullman, though, because she looks a bit like one of my exes. And it's like...
Don't think I know her, mate.
I can't remember what she's been in apart from U-Tricks. She was a well-known actress before that, but I can't think what she was in.
Yeah, name don't ring a bell to me, mate. All right, what have we got going on there? Oh, can we use that? Yeah, why not? Yeah, you don't see the big Hollywood blockbusters made nowadays that we used to have when we was growing up. Every summer, wouldn't it, you'd get the big blockbuster movies, but don't really seem to be that many now.
No, it's just because they cost so much.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, you get your Marvels and things like that, but I mean the good old traditional Spartacus, Ben-Hur type blockbuster films. You just don't see that now, do you? With
summer movies.
Yeah, that big ensemble Hollywood cast list that was all the top 10 or so actors and actresses. You don't see that now.
Yeah, and your sort of cast of thousands in the background.
Yeah, you know, I miss them sort of films because they were of their time, but some of them were brilliant films.
The funny thing is, right, because I haven't done this in a while, but it was a couple of months ago, I was doing something and I had occasion to watch an old movie, and I think it was an old Cary Grant one, but I can't remember which one it was. and it was like late 40s, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you go back and watch these old films, the acting is terrible.
So wooden, isn't it?
It's because it's not it's not realistic acting at all. It's just not what we're used to today. It's like everybody talks with that kind of like mid-Atlantic accent.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it was all nondescript, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The accents, that way they could fit in anything then, couldn't they?
Yeah.
I always say the best ones to watch were Richard Burton trying to pretend to be a German. Oh, hello there, how'd you do? It's like, I shall be the German officer. Off it go. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see, it was a proper actor, because what he did was he put the cigarette between those two fingers, or those two fingers, and make himself German. That's how it worked.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
How do you play a German? Smoke a cigarette in the wrong finger. Ah. Yeah, so it's like the old style of acting. It's so weird when you try and watch it nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Even all these classic old films, it's like almost unwatchable.
It's funny. Right, what have we got next? Okay, let's have a lookykins. How dark did that go? That's still quiet and light. Okay, what have we?
And it's funny when you might say people will laud, say, Laurence Olivier for being a great Shakespearean actor.
Yeah.
But again, when you watch like the old classics like his Richard III, and you compare it to modern Shakespearean actors who put more sort of realism into it, it's really hard to take the old stuff seriously, because they do it in such a kind of like stiff
kitsch way, yeah.
Yeah, now is the winter of our discontent. It's like, people don't talk like that. I don't mean where they put it into a modern day setting, because that's terrible. But when you just get like modern actors that do it in a modern way, it makes things like Shakespeare much more believable. It's weird.
You're weird. Dale says, going back, I'd say Jason and the Argonauts. Absolutely. Yeah. Jeff says, MotoGP's at Silverstone this week. Colt, yes, it is, mate. It's at Silverstone. It's the 75th anniversary, Jeff. Go check out the liveries, Jeff. You'll love them, mate. I'll put it this way. I hope you'll love them.
Dale Mac 3D says, oi, oi, Colin, now wrong with the Brill cream and a splash of Old Spice. You have to embrace we're getting old. He says, I'm 48 and a body of a 70-year-old with a mindset of 20. That's why I stopped live streaming. I will be back.
For me, a pot of Brill cream would be the most unused thing in my house, because I'm totally bald, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it'd give you a bit of frictionlessness, maybe. I think it'd just give you a crispy coat, wouldn't it, basically? Crispy coating. You'd be like a toffee apple.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a modelling use for it. Then you could put it next to your cheap hairspray tins.
Yeah, the Bristow's hairspray.
Yeah. I've still got one of them in the bathroom. It's got like about an inch of dust on it. It's hilarious.
It was the look on the woman's face. She just looked at me, looked at my canister, and I could see what she was thinking.
I actually make it a point now not to touch that tin. So it's literally got about an inch of dust on it. But yeah, it's the universal. I'm still chuffed that we both have the same hairspray. So
oh, yeah. A friend of mine used to run a barber shop, mental hairdressing shop in town called Trilby's. A fella called Andrew Seary, who sadly lost his fight for life a couple of months back. And I caught him out one Saturday because I just was ambling past with the missus. I said, oh, look, Andy's in. Should we mess with him a bit? So I went and sat in the barber shop. And I could see him keep looking in his mirror, looking at me with my freshly polished canister. And he was like, all right there, Carl. Yeah, Andy. Oh, what can I do you for? I said, haircut. What do you think I'm sat here for? And he looked at me and I went, yeah, got ya. See you later, mate. Have a good day. Yeah, I was called many a bar steward for a little while, but he was like, yeah, I had to cheer him up that particular day.
Yeah.
But sadly, bless him, he's no longer with us. He passed away a few months ago, so big loss. Bless him. A lovely fella. He fought a lifelong condition where he was allergic to the sun.
All right.
And it caused obviously all kinds of burns and issues with the skin and all of that lot, but as well as other health issues, bless him. And yeah, he lost his fight. It was so sad. He was a very well-liked person in this town because of the Trilbys.
Yeah.
Hairdressers in town, and his son is taking it over and he's going to keep it going. And I love that because Andrew would have loved that.
I mean, that's the thing of barbers and hairdressers, that generation. They were a community thing rather than just
yeah.
Now it's just a hairdresser, but there it was like it was a community place. You go.
Because he used to go up and see Cal at Cal's barber's shop, my youngest son. And it's ironic, isn't it? He said, you got a barber's shop. He said, your old man's as bold as a coat. He went, yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? And he said, but how do you think I've done my straight razor training? He said, I just go around Bicky's head every week, give him a Turkish, you know, and so, yeah, it's absolutely. But it's ironic, you know, that, yeah. But yeah, sad loss, bless him. So,
yeah, you don't really get many barbers like that anymore. It's like the proper, like Desmond's little community hub style barber where everybody knows it and everybody goes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Cal, my youngest lad, he's got the male barber's shop, and then next door is the girl's hairdresser, and that's how they're pretty much worded, and people love that, you know, because the bloke will go in the barbers and have his traditional, you know, proper ye oldie barber's shop layout, you know, with the swirly outside and all of that lot of proper barber's chairs, and it's all something for the weekend, you know, all of that tradition. And then next door the wives are having their barnet done and been all girly with their friends, and it's brilliant. The two shops work side by side next door to each other, and they both do a rip-roaring trade, and fair play. It works.
You got the proper red leather barber's chairs.
Got the proper chrome red leathers barber chairs with all, why not? It's a traditional barbers, you know, traditional English shaves, you know, straight razor shaves, Turkish shaves, you know, but they also do a big trade with the Afro-Caribbean, with the sculpting hairdos, you know, that they have with all the different blending and the line work done in it and that, you know, so they do all of that as well. And they do a rip-roaring trade down there, you know, and fair play.
Yeah, because like black hair is a sort of special
it is a
thing,
specialty, isn't it? And
yeah, it's very specialist kind of service you offer if you can.
That's what
hair.
He's one of his first qualies were getting that niche dealt with so that he could offer them the service that they was looking for. So he went and did all of that, paid for it all out of his own pocket, you know.
Yeah.
But he said, you know, at the end of the day, I could offer the service to everyone, no matter what their colour and type of hair is or anything like that. He said, at the end of the day, he said, they're customers, and I want to do them the service that they deserve. So, yeah, he does a good trade with it because he does all of that different blending depths and stuff like that. I don't know what it's called technically because I'm not a barber, but it's probably got some fancy name. But he does all of that and
hairdressery stuff.
He gets tipped very well for it as well, you know. And
good.
The word of mouth custom that he's getting in the community, you know, that he's becoming their go-to person now for it because he does some wonderful work. I'll get him to upload his portfolio somewhere and so.
But that's the thing. I mean, if he is the proper traditional barber, then
and he loves
the social things where he'll milk it, he'll rake it in.
Yeah, he's done all the straight razors, different levels of things that he's doing. He's got one more to do now on something he was telling me the other day. and he's nearly done. And he said, that's it. He said, I've got all my training. He said, so he said, I'm ready to go. He said, I could go it alone if I wanted to. He said, but I don't want to. He said, we've got a repertoire there. There's, I think, 4 of them involved with it now that own it all, like, you know, and they've all got their different quirks and personalities and specialities, and they cover everything. He said, so why would I want to walk away from this to start up new and run around like a headless chicken again? He said, so...
Yeah. No, if they got it working well, then stick with it.
It works a treat. And, you know, it is the barbershop. That's what it's called. And it works.
Yeah, that proper old traditional... Because there's too many places now that are just hairdressers, and it's like,
Yeah. You know, and that's it, you know. It is a niche, you know, and yeah. I said, what's your favourite hairstyle? He said, a good traditional flat top. He said, I love getting the flat top comb out, he said, because it's just one of them. He said, and it's funny, he said, how it's coming back. He said, because there's still a strong teddy boy rockabilly community out there.
Yeah.
He said, and he said they've always struggled with Main Street hairdressers getting it right. He said,
because they're just too busy doing...
Yeah, carry on. Go on.
I was going to say they're too busy doing young people type stuff, aren't they?
Yeah. But anyway, he said, yeah, because you're a traditional barber, he said, and you can devote that time because it's a specialist niche. He said they appreciate it. He said because they're getting a better job at the end of the day.
Yep.
So, yeah. He's happy. Does well at it.
Good.
So, yeah. You know, when he could earn in tips what some people could earn in their 9 till 5 job.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, it's all above board, and yeah, he loves it.
That's when you know you've made some choices correctly in life.
Yeah, you know, it's like anything, you know, when he first started getting into it, you know, he was sweeping the floors at someone else's shop, you know, and then he made that decision to invest.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, go from there.
It's like being the one good tattoo parlour, isn't it, in a town? You're just going to rake it in.
Yeah.
If there's the one place that everybody knows.
And that was it, you know, when he worked out what it would cost him and that, you know, to get the place and trade and that, it was a big investment for him, you know, but he went for it, he stuck it out, you know, and as a young fella, he's 28, he's, you know, got a quarter of the business and is growing and growing and growing, and the customer base is growing and growing.
Nice.
And I'm like, fair play to you, mate.
Yeah.
Gone out and made something of yourself, you know, and fair play.
He's doing what he enjoys and what he's good at.
Yeah, you got Lex, who's an accountant at Yamaha, you know, and he did his film degree, directing and all of that lot. He did a stint out in LA and won an award out there for one of his films. And then the Velociraptor hit and took the world or the steam out of that market for work. So rather than sit on the dole, he used the money that he had earned from his trip out in LA to pay for his first level accounting. Nice. Landed the job, and then between him and his employer, he's gone on and done all the different levels. So he could pretty much start up on his own if he wanted to. But like he said, I'm my own boss at Yamaha. I do my own thing. He said it's a franchise thing there. He said I'm the accountant for that site. He said not only for Yamaha, he said I do all the self-employed people's books and all of that lot. He said why would I want to walk away from it?
Yeah, has he never had the urge to go back to the directing side? Is it just not tenable? Is it too fickle, do you think, for him?
No, he wants to do it, but there's just not the openings for British directors, mate. It's just, you know what it's like to be a bob and jobbing actor, you know. He was just beginning to get there, so to speak, and then obviously the world went wrong, didn't it? And
everything caught fire.
Yeah, but like I say, he's got it to fall back on, you know. He did his full degree in it and got all of that. But like he said, if he went in there, he said he'd probably have to start right at the bottom now because you've had 3 generations, or maybe longer. I mean, what's he now? 30. So when he qualified, it's pre Velociraptor. So
you'd have to kind of start independent, wouldn't you? And
he said, and to be honest with you, he said, I kind of got myself in a position where I'm self-sufficient with my own money. Do I really want to risk all of that and go back to it? But he said it's one of them, you know. But he still does his private stuff, you know, and animation stuff and things like that, you know. And he does a bit of that, but I wouldn't say he fell out of love with it, but he realised how fickle the industry is. Yeah. And you know, we all know that. You know, we all know people that have done acting degrees and have had that one shot and then something's gone Pete Tong, and they're yesterday's news, aren't they? So
I've known a few actors that had little breaks but they never took off, or one that had a few breaks but then injury killed it all.
He knows he's got a bread and butter income at the moment, and if things do change then he might review it, but at the moment it's like, I
used to work in a call centre once with a chap who was in Hollyoaks for many years.
Yeah.
And they wrote his character out and he came to work in our place, in the call centre of all places, and he was top bloke. He was one of the supervisors in the end. He'd stayed there for years.
Oh, yeah. A friend of mine works at a business and they was renewing their insurance, and the insurance man turned up and it was Ian Dowie, the ex-professional footballer. You know, that's what he does now, business insurance, you know. It's
one of my friends from many years ago was an actor who he'd had a few bit parts.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then he scored a semi-regular role.
He said semi.
A semi-regular role in a series called A&E.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And I think he was in a few episodes of Judge John Deed and some other bits and bobs that he did. And then he got into doing like fight coordination. Yeah. He became like a fight master, so he'd teach you how to fight with weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was an injury from years before that crushed his back that in the end was his downfall, and he had to stop working.
Yeah.
Not seen him for years, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's a shame. But it's a very unforgiving profession. You've only got to be out of it a short while.
Yep.
It's like the IT profession. You know, if you're out of that for more than 2 years, you need to go and retrain for everything because it changes so rapidly and quickly, and you've got to keep up with all the current criteria. So,
it is a weird thing, though, knowing someone who is an actor or actress. Because, you know, you look at actors and things in television or film, and you see the character they play, or the characters they play in whatever they're in. But then when you actually know someone who does that for a living, it's really weird. You can't watch them perform anything because you can't see beyond the person you actually know. And it just kind of breaks that fourth wall completely and just ruins it. It's like, this guy says to me, he said, "Do you ever watch some of my stuff?" And I said, yeah, I've seen you do. What do you think? I said, "Well, you're just my mate. I can't tell you how you're acting." It's
you don't see them as an actor because they're who you know them as, you know.
Yeah, you can't see the character because you know the actual person. It's very weird.
Absolutely.
It's very strange.
But Jeff says, thanks for the heads up, Cole. We'll check them out. Honestly, Jeff, the Aprilia one is brilliant. It's based on Max Biaggi's Chesterfield Aprilia, mate, back in the 250 days. Stunning, mate. Zarco's Castrol Honda. Oh, iconic schemes. Winnie's the same with Rick Wakeman. He's Rick, you know, that's who he is, you know. Yeah. It's that's just it, you know.
You can't suspend disbelief in a character when you actually know the person playing the character.
Exactly.
It just doesn't work. That's not Detective Inspector, whatever his name is. It's my mate Dave.
Exactly. You know.
He doesn't talk like with that accent normally. What?
That's how you know them, isn't it? At the end of the day, you don't see them as who they are in movies or TV shows. You know them as, oh, that's so-and-so from down the road. You know, it's he's, you know, he's been in movies and that. Yeah, but he's still who you know him as down the road. It's. I always look at it this way: they're actors for their job. When they're just sitting there doing their gardening, they're just Joe Bloggs, you know. Let them be is my thing, you know. It's
yeah, they're not public property.
Yeah, they're not at work, you know. He's cutting his lawn, you know. Don't stand there trying to get him to sign an autograph. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not everyone does that.
No, they think they're suddenly their property. Whatever.
Yeah.
And my mum and dad apparently used to take the mickey out of John Thor a lot.
Right.
Because they knew him, and it was like when he got his first proper acting gig in a series called Red Caps.
Yeah.
Red Cap, many years ago. He had to go from having a Manchester accent to having this posh Southern accent.
Yeah, he was the well-spoken man. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he kept it. He basically kept it.
Yeah.
Mum and dad used to take the mickey out of him when they go out drinking. Just because he'd have this silly posh voice. And he'd be like, come on, John, you're in Manchester. I'd get him with it. Yeah,
but it was basically the non-committal accent that people used to have when they did elocution lessons. Yeah. And I say that from experience because the wife had elocution lessons.
Yeah.
Because a Highland accent was so prominent that people would struggle, because she was in telesales at the time, so they helped her get some elocution lessons just to try to, I wouldn't say dull her accent, but make herself a bit more understandable. So she ended up with that nondescript accent.
Generic.
Yeah. And it's quite funny because when she gets the ump with me, what I would call her Crofter's Highland accent creeps in.
I love the accent.
Yeah,
I love that.
And I'm like,
accent.
oh, she's getting the ump. She's like, how do you know I'm getting the ump? I said, because your accent comes back.
See, that's funny, because to me, the Crofter's way of speaking is a very gentle way of speaking. It's a very delicate...
It's roaming in the gloaming. It's... I can't do the voice because I can't get low enough. Or high enough, whichever you want to call it. But
yeah, to me, it's always been a very gentle, oh, hello.
Yeah, but she gets that creep back in. Of course, they're very excitable. And the more they're speaking, the faster it gets, until it becomes like one of those old car cassettes that got caught in the mechanism that would suddenly speed up. And that's what she was like on the phone, you know, trying to explain things as quickly as possible. She would end up losing them with her accent. So
the irony is that nowadays in call centres, that kind of accent's actually looked out for, because it's seen as friendly and reassuring for the customer when we do call centres.
It's a calming influence.
Yes. Oh, hello.
Yeah, but it is quite funny.
You'll no be cancelling your thing tonight. No. It's not in any way a Croftery accent.
Oh, yeah. It's the first thing my boys learnt. It's the first thing I taught them. When Mum starts speaking like that, that's because you're getting on her nerves. So you might want to just back off and do what she asks you.
Weird with my dad. I very, very rarely ever heard him talk with his Glasgow accent, unless he was deliberately just being silly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're beating his nerves and he might be in the kitchen and say, Dad, pass me, oh, come in, Balgity. But he very rarely ever uses accent.
Bike? I'll give you bike. I've already got a bike.
I'll give you bike. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I'll make you smile on the other side of your face. How's that work? My mum's favourite one was, don't you think that about me? So I used to go, what am I thinking? And she'd tell you. You're like, how does she know?
Don't you look at me in that tone of voice.
I can read minds, she says.
How can you do that? You're a man. You're very simple. They're not hard to read. See, that we now know that now. It's because we're men. So we're not exactly a challenge.
No, that's right. We got A-level guilt, mate.
Yeah, see, we think we're dark and mysterious, but we're not.
No, we're not. Believe you me, we're not.
Yeah.
We like to think we are. But well, believe you me, we ain't.
Yeah, we think you need an Enigma machine to understand us. It's like, no. You're thinking. What are you thinking?
Me? Nothing.
Sounds like we're trying to make a decision.
No, not at all, mate. Me, make a decision. Yeah, right.
How are you coming along there, buddy?
All right, mate. Yeah, slowly but surely, mate. Just beavering away, mate. Jess says Maggie's got two voices, one normal and her posh well-to-do voice when answering the phone. Yeah, her hyacinth voice. That's like my mum. My mum, if you met her, all I could say is my mum is Catherine Tate's nan. Those that know Catherine Tate and her work will know she had this character called Nan. My mum's the same, you know, she could have to build around, you know, do you want us to tidy up? Nah, you leave it, love, I'll do that. Off they go. She goes, lazy old git. Look at that, got to clear all these mess up. Rah, 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 rah. Or someone would come round, oh, what the bloody hell do they want? It's like, Mum, behave. And that's what she gets like. She's Catherine Tate's nan. And when I first saw that, it was H that pointed it out. She said, here, she said, have you watched Catherine Tate? I said, who? She said, oh, you've got to watch this. She said, watch it and tell me it isn't your mum. And we sat and watched it, and I was like, that is so mum. So I got her to watch it one night. I said, here, watch Catherine Tate. I said, you're on there. So she's like, I watched it. Oh, I couldn't see myself on there. I went, yeah, you was there. Of course, so does Winnie saw it. She was like, yeah, that's your mother, isn't it? I went, oh, yeah. But Winnie is Hyacinth Bouquet.
Oh, yeah.
If ever you met Winnie, ask her where she lives. And she'll go,
oh, yeah.
St. Wreatham.
St. Wreatham.
It's Streatham. Yeah.
I'd love to meet Auntie Winnie.
She lives in St. Wreatham. It's Winnie, it's Streatham, love.
St. Wreatham.
It's brilliant. Oh, it's like, oh, God.
She's added a full stop in there somewhere.
Yeah, from St. Wreatham, she says. Sounds more exotic, she says, than Streatham. So, of course, we then sit there and go, so you call tooting to tang, do you? She goes, no, don't mock, she says. You won't get far in life with mockery and shenanigans if you don't mind. It's like, yeah, all right, Win, put tea towel down, darling.
Auntie Winnie saying you won't get far with shenanigans.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I have you
Hello,
know, she said, yeah.
Hello, pot and kettle.
Exactly, but no. Oh, yes.
I think I'd love to meet Auntie Winnie.
You would, I'd
probably be terrified.
She's just one of these bizarre little characters. She really is. I mean, she's so little, bless her. If she breaks 4.5 foot, I'll be amazed. Because my mum's 4'7", and Winnie's a lot shorter than her.
She's like huggable, but if you try, she'll slap you.
Yeah, but you better. I'm not for you, though. All right, Winnie. But yeah, you know, she's like, yeah. And she doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Good.
And it's good for her. She calls herself spirited. I love that. I'm spirit, she says. The world has never understood me, and I don't think it ever will.
It's a bit late for it to start trying.
Yeah, exactly. I once said to her, the reason they never found the Brinks-Mac Gold win is because you've got it.
Yeah. It's under the settee.
Yeah, it's under that cushion, isn't it, love? She says, I'm not like that, she says.
So where did she put the Shergar insurance money then?
Yeah. Brilliant. They don't make them like that anymore. It's probably just as well.
I don't think the world will be ready for more.
No. But it's funny. Everyone that meets, oh, it's lovely. Yeah, don't let that fool you. Don't be lured in by this calm little demeanour that she's putting on.
Yeah. You haven't had the phone call.
Just put politics on the telly, love, and you'll see the real Winnie within minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not the one that's taking the phone call at whatever time
Oh,
of night.
yeah. Certain news presenters, oh, that's it, she's off. It's like, there you go. The guard has been dropped.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, my God. And she gets going. Yeah. Did born you.
Like a little whirly gig.
Oh, yeah. The poor old Alan, he's got to take her up the hospital soon for a checkup. And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be a nightmare, isn't it?
How old's Alan?
Alan's 60.
All right.
But, yeah, he's like, yeah. I said, why are you telling me? Do you honestly think I'm going to sit here and go, I'll come up with you and keep your car? I said, it's not going to happen, mate.
He's a trier, I'll give him that.
Yeah, I said, I think you would have realised by now, Al. It's always worth, yeah, it's always worth a try, isn't it? But, yeah, it's funny.
Not try.
I said, she'll be all right. And he goes, now who are you trying to convince? I said, I don't know. Is it working? He went, no. He said, but the thing is, he said, she blurts out stuff. He said, and she gets away with it because she's that old lady. He said, and she knows it. He said, but yeah, he said, she'll just randomly say anything and anything that, you know.
Yeah, you get to that age, you get a free pass, don't you, pretty much?
Absolutely. She never says anything what I would class as near the mark because she's not that type of person.
No, but she knows she can push it.
Certainly, if they're trying to get her to comply with their ideas on how she could improve her health, nah, she'll let them work hard to get their point across.
Yeah. Well, if I get to be 90 odd, I'll do things like that because I'll have earned the right. We'll all have earned the right.
Yeah. I mean, she got spoken to. I perhaps shouldn't say, but I will. She got spoken to at St George's by the security guy because she handbagged this fella because he said something racist to one of the consultants. So she handbagged him for it.
Good.
And, you know, she said, I don't like racialism, as she calls it.
Yeah.
And so she, you know, clubbed this fella with her handbag more than once. And the security guard was like, yeah, you might not want to do that, darling. He said, because what if he'd had a knife? What if he had hit you back or what? Of course, it don't register, does it, with old folk that people are like that now, because in their day, they never had to worry about stuff like that. No. So he just sat her down and gave her a little cursory reminder, bless her.
And it's good that it's telling that he's there saying you shouldn't do that, not because it's wrong, but because he might do more damage to you.
Yeah, he said, you know, if he had taken something or was under the influence of something, you don't know, he might have harmed your love. But yeah, I'd like to see him try, she went. And yeah. So there is that side, isn't it, with him? My mum's the same, you know. She'll go out on the street after rabble destroying stuff, you know. She goes out there, wait, you little toe rag, and off she goes. And it's like, you can't do that, Mum, because if one of them's got a knife, love, they're not going to think twice about putting it in you. I can't do that. That's naughty. It's a different world.
Yeah. But points to her for, you know, standing up against the racists.
Oh, yeah, she don't like none of that.
Good girl. Good girl, Auntie Wynne. I know she's watching.
Yeah, I'm not going to have none of that, she says. And part of you goes, bless her, but part of you's going, really need to have a chat and calm her down.
Yeah.
But not going to change now, are they?
I mean,
Fox, you know.
Were she a bit younger?
Yeah.
Fair play, but
yeah.
But it is quite
my mum
funny.
says, I've always been like it. I don't like seeing people being bullied, picked on, and I'm going to stand my ground and tell people of it. It's a different world, Mum. Well, I'm too old to worry about that. She said, if my time is up, it's up. Ugh.
I mean, you know, they come from that generation that, let's not forget, they stood up to bullies and for 5 years. It's just second nature for their generation. Yeah, they stood up to, you know.
Exactly that, mate. You know, you can't stop them. You can't change them.
That was the generation of people that went off to war without a second thought for their own personal
Exactly that, mate.
Because they were standing up for what was right, and that's what they're going to keep doing, whether they're 90 odd or not.
It's in their nature, isn't it?
Yeah. Modern day society, we wouldn't stand a chance.
No.
Even if there was some existential thing threatening, let's say our country, it's not just Britain, but let's just use ours as an example. If there was some existential threat to our country now, would there be the...
See, Winnie's got a view on world events at the moment. And it's so...
Doesn't surprise me.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
When a certain leader from a country that we all know is causing issues, I won't name him.
Yeah.
But Winnie's motto, I blame his mother.
Oh.
And it's like, did she just say what I think she did? So I was like, what's that, Win? And she looked at me and said, I blame his mum. She said if she had gave him a thoroughly good talking to when he was boisterous as a kiddie, we wouldn't be having this problem, would we now? And I'm like, okay, I'm sure he would. Well, if ever I met him, she said, I'd give him a telling off. And I've just had this image of her at the palace, so to speak.
Yeah.
That this person occupies, with her arms folded and her handbag over her arm, because she's like old Queen Liz, never without an handbag, Winnie, no matter where she is.
It is a weaponised handbag, let's be honest.
Yeah, there's stealth weapons in there that may harm people. Yeah. But I can just imagine this image on the news. And today, the Winnie went to visit. There she is, giving him a stern telling off. Oh, mate, just imagine it. Because she would do that. Oh, well, whilst I'm here, young man, I need to have a word with you.
You see, and then she'd just become a national hero in the other country that's in this.
Yeah.
And that'd be the best bit.
That I find so sweet that even at that age, she thinks that a good stern talking to is going to change the mind of someone with that sort of power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I find that sweet. And when the pair of them get together, I blame them up. Yeah, totally blame them up. She should have rolled his leg up as a boy and gave him a stern, sharp smack on the calf and a talking to, a finger wagging, and stand him in the corner. And we wouldn't have half the problems we got. And that's it. It's head tennis between the pair of them then.
Head tennis.
And they're all like, oh, yeah, she says. And then the other one goes, oh, yeah, Win, yeah. Blah. And do you remember Les Dawson? When he used to play that, fence. Yeah, over the garden fence, lifting his moob up, with his elbow. Yeah. That's what my mum and her Win are like when they get together. It's hilarious to watch. It really is.
It's like they're sitting there like, I said me, I said no, I said her, I said him, him, yes, her.
And you hear them, they're getting quick. Oh, she said, no, oh, yeah, oh, no, we never. Oh, yeah, Joni, oh, yeah. And here's the worst thing, she goes. And they do that chammy bit when they're trying to get their point across.
You know what gets me about old people, though, right? And this is the hilarious thing, right? I very rarely leave the house. And I have nothing to talk about, ever, usually, to anybody I talk to. Yeah. Because I don't do anything. I talk about, maybe me and you, we might talk about stuff, but...
It's normally inane drivel that is pointless to talk about, because we are five and a half.
But then you get these little old ladies who don't go out, don't leave the house, don't see anybody outside the house. But when they get together, there's so much they talk about. It's like, where do they get all this? Where do they get all this information from? Where's
it's hilarious to listen to. And H sits there, she's fascinated. My two boys said, them two go. I go, oh yeah, that's only half speed, mate. You wait until they really get going. Cal loves it. It fascinates him.
There must be some little old lady social network we don't know about or something.
Yeah.
Where they get all this information about Mavis from 3 doors down and her young lad.
He said, this is comedy gold, isn't it? I went, oh, yeah. I said, you should have heard the pair of them when they was in their 40s. It was even worse then. When we was kids, God Bennett. A pair of them ganged up on someone, the whole neighbourhood knew it. Not in a nasty way, but they had your back. You know, that's just how it was.
If somebody earned the wrath of Joan and Winnie, then.
Oh, yeah, because the women run the neighbourhoods back then, because 9 times out of 10, the husbands were away, especially with the economy recovering after the war. Most of the husbands worked away. So the women organised the kids and the neighbourhood and all of that lot. And, you know, you'd go from one house to the other night after school, because different women worked at different times. So you would, if you knock at number 7, they've got your dinner for tonight. And that's how you lived. It was a proper community. And
you'd have the proper front doorstep committee meetings.
Yeah, but you would have, like you say, the mums would have their little gaggle on the corner. Decisions got made there that would affect the world peace, so to speak. You know, and it was fascinating to grow up in, but you don't hear of that sort of thing now, do you?
No.
It's a bygone age, but you were safe. You had no issues back then.
It's a way of the world now that, you know, I can't tell you most of the people that live on I've lived on the street for all my life.
Yeah.
And I can name every single one of the neighbours I had when I was a kid. But I can't tell you, other than my next door neighbour and a couple of the houses, I can't tell you who any of the people that live on the street are, because you don't really get it anymore. It's like, and there's 2 reasons, I think. Well, one reason, I think, is that the big thing that kept the little communities on every street, like, all gelled together in the 70s was kids.
Yeah.
Because, like, you'd have all the kids playing on the street, and, of course, all the parents got to know each other because all the kids are playing out on the street.
Yeah.
But nowadays, of course, if there are families there's less families, like, say, on our avenue with kids. A lot of them are just young couples and stuff like that. But those that do have kids, they don't play out on the street anymore.
No.
So the neighbours never get to know each other. It's sad, really. It's sad when, you know, you get, like, Christmas Day. I can't remember the last time I looked out the front window on Christmas Day and saw, like, the kid with his new bike and the kid with the football.
Oh, we're quite lucky here, because where I am, it's what is classed as London overspill. Basingstoke back in the 60s was used to move a lot of people from London to, because of the housing issues in London. So then when I came down here, there was quite a big London community of expats, even though London's only 50 miles away. Yeah, so there's certain areas of this town where the whole community is either ex-Londoners that have recently moved down, or 3rd or 4th gen Londoners from back then.
Yeah.
So where I am, it's like an old London community. We all know each other. We all look out for each other, and
Yeah, they kind of took the community with them, didn't they?
Yeah, so it's still like that to a degree. You know, I know the people in the street, they know me, and if we see people loitering around that don't belong, not in a they're not good enough way, but, you know, if they're hovering around people's houses and they're not the people that live there, let's just leave it like that.
They're up to no good.
Then, you know, we see that and we move them on, because we all look out for each other.
Yeah, that's what we used to have in the 70s, when it was like our avenue and people live on it. But now, you know, they've all died or moved away, and it's just people moving to the area. Nobody knows each other.
Yeah, we've still got a lot of that, and it is, would I say fortunate? Probably, yeah, because
I would.
It's still got that ye old school feel about it. People that have moved in that maybe weren't from the smoke have adopted the values, you know what I mean? So they've adapted to living within that. It's not rules as such, because that makes us sound draconian. Into it. But they appreciate the community spirit, and they're like, I've lived in other places in this town, and it's not like this. This is, everyone's got each other's welfare at heart. We look out for each other. She says, unusual. So that is what we call the London spirit.
Yeah, no, unfortunately here it's just mostly
Yeah.
Commuters and young couples. Sadly, it's just suburbia. It's Manchester suburbia. So
I said it's just part of it. I said you can take the boys out of London and the girls out of London, but you never take London from the person. It's just how it was done up there, and it's kind of rubbed off on us down here.
But you took it with you. But I can't remember the last time I saw kids playing out on the street, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's nice. You know, it's different. What have we got going on? Angela says Britain's greatest generation. Absolutely, mate. Henry says, so Festa, is it a certain American former president as a stateside bloke? I think I know who. One of them is, and the other one is the opposite side of the world who's causing problems in a country nearby. But, yeah, it's classed on YouTube as hot topics. That's why we don't mention their names. But, yeah. But yeah, they have opinions on both, and it's hilarious. My mum on the Orange Man is hilarious to listen to. Winnie on the one on the opposite side of the planet, who's got eyes on taking over the world, should we say.
Chinless wonder.
Yeah, she's brutal when she comes to... So, of course, the pair of them get going, and of course, they're both in the news for different reasons at the moment. So her and her Winnie have got so much to talk about when either one of them has been up to mischief. Have you heard what he's been up to, Joel? Really? What's gone on? So that's it. Yeah. So my mum gets Winnie's victim. And then my mum would go, yeah, have you heard about what's going on in America? And that's it. So it's, oh, mate, it's gold.
I tell you what, though, it's quite impressive that at their age they're up to date on current affairs. It's quite impressive.
Oh, they love politics, the pair of them. They love all of that.
Yeah, and Mama Wolf would be able to tell you.
It was them that got me into going to the House of Commons back in the days for Prime Minister's questions, because that's what they used to do.
Yeah.
So they got me into it at a young age, you know, and yeah. Oh, yeah, you could give world events out and they would know what's going on. Because, yeah, they sit and watch the news, you know. Blame his mother. That's just all you get. The news will go on, and just as it's ending, there's stony silence. I blame his mother. Why is that? That's it. You've left yourself wide open then.
Yeah. It's that generation that says, oh, I don't trust him. Look at his eyes.
Yeah, his eyes are too close together. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't trust a bum with eyes like that.
Yeah. The necklace wonder. Yeah. It's like, okay, Mum, what is it you don't know? Well, look at him. His eyes are too close. They're squiffy, she goes. No, he's up the mischief. But she said for a long time to her Winnie, he's been a bit quiet, your one. He's up to mischief. He's scheming something.
And you were sitting there going, that's so ironic.
And it's like, here we are. And she's like, see, I told you he was up to mischief. He didn't get enough attention as a child. That's his mum's fault. Okay. So really, it's so sweet, but
he's been very quiet. He's up to something from Winnie. It's so funny.
Yeah. Could you imagine about the UN?
They'd have to disarm the handbags.
It'd be brilliant, mate. But I love that because people like me mum and her Win, bless, they're all getting old. And I hope me mum's got many years left in her. I really do. But that generation is sadly getting more and more depleted, and they're characters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And when you hear them having one of their slightly cantankerous wibbles, you can't help but giggle, but also you sit there and you think, you know, she's not wrong though.
Yeah. It's kind of a generation that it's not all about themselves. They're not all so self-centered and focused on what they want, what they get.
You know, they make sense because, yes, they're having a bit of a wibble, but when you take that out of it, they're actually talking a lot of bloody common sense at the end of the day. Yeah. So, yeah, if you've got mums and relatives of that age, cherish them, folks. Cherish them for all you can, because when they're sadly gone, God, we're going to miss them.
Yeah. Because, you know, later generations,
Yeah, I mean, we're Gen X, you know, we've got our unique traits, haven't we? But
I kind of think that we're the last vestige of that sort of generation, that kind of community spirit. We don't have it maybe as strongly because we weren't called up to go to war or anything like that. You know, we didn't have
that's
that,
right.
but we just missed it. But I think we inherited it from our parents, but then from then on, it's just gone.
Saying that, the wartime mantra was instilled into us as we was being raised.
Yeah, that's
because,
where
you
we
know,
got it
when we
from.
was kids, rationing was only just ended.
Yeah, make do amend.
So we had all of that, you know, treat stuff with respect mentality, because our generation didn't have it, and you would then ask the question, what was it? And you'd get the lecture.
Yeah.
So you add this inner appreciation of everything you possessed and owned, because you appreciated the fact that the generation before didn't have it.
Yeah.
So we had that, and I think that's what makes us how we all are in this generation, because that's how we was raised, and I think that was the right thing to do. You know,
because they're the silent generation, aren't they? So because so many died, so they're the silent generation, and we're kind of we inherited some of that a little bit. And obviously we do our best to pass it on to our offspring, but we can't because we didn't live through it. So it's watered down over the generations.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're the closest it comes.
I've said before, when Lex was a youngster, a pensioner dropped his wallet just across the way there. So Lex picked it up, run up, tapped him on the shoulder or on the back of the hip, should I say, back then. He missed her. And of course, the old bloke was going to throttle him with a walking stick. He thought he was going to mug him because, you know, kids of the day and all of that.
Yeah.
And I was sat at the doorstep having a smoke at the time. And I said, it's all right, Pops, you dropped your wallet, mate. He's trying to give you your wallet back. So he went to give Lex a couple of quid. And I said, don't do that. I'll sort that out, fella. Your money's your money. I said, but recognise the face. If ever you're in trouble, and I said, give us a knock. Where are you living? He said, just there. I said, all right. I said, well, don't be too surprised if he gives you a knock next time he's going up the shop for his mum, just to see if you want anything. Oh. He said, it's rare. I went, what do you mean? He said, you're bringing your kids up with old school values, old school London values, boy. Where you from? And I told him, he went, that's why. He said, yeah. And that was it, you know. And I said, yeah, no worries. And it's funny, even now during the winter, especially when the Velociraptor was about, he would go door knocking. I'm going up the shop. Do you need anything? Do you need me to get you this? Have you got milk? Have you got eggs? Have you got this? Have you got that? Have you got bread? Have you got this? And H, do you remember I said to you about the nurse at the end there when she went and done her shopping for her, because she got home and all the shelves were empty, and H went in and she did 2 shops. She did her own and one for the nurse. Yeah,
because she'd been working non-stop.
Yeah, and we'd all had the whip round and got her, mate, honestly, that poor girl, she cried her eyes out. But that's what we did as a community, and Lex was the same with the old folk. You know, him and Cal would go up, fill a shopping trolley up, come back and just tap on their doors, you know. There you go. I love that, because to see my boys volunteer to do that kind of makes you proud as a dad, doesn't it? It's like, I brought them up right, didn't I? I may be a prickly old fart in my old age, but my moral compass has always been put others before yourself, you know.
And that's you know, that's the thing that's slowly dying out, because it gets watered down, really. As daily life gets further and further from needing that, it fades away. That all
sums it up. P's and Q's generations. He said, I'd just like to see a please and a thank you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I brought my boys up. You respect your elders. You don't speak until you're spoken to. If the adults are talking, you wait until they've stopped talking. Then you'll be heard. You know, and it weren't strict. It was just respect. Love, loyalty and respect has always been a thing I stand by. And I raised me boys with that. You know,
we were a generation that we didn't fear getting shouted at for doing it. We feared making our parents disappointed. That was worse than being in trouble and shouted at.
My mum once said, I'm not disappointed in you, I'm disappointed for you. Oh, that really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like Whoa.
Yeah, to our
brutal.
generation, that's brutal.
No,
Nowadays, that wouldn't.
it was the right thing to say because I was being a scally at the time, And,
Yep. Scally, you say?
But yeah, so yeah, I'm proud of that. They've never brought trouble home, and yeah.
Good. You've raised them well.
Well, yeah. Not only that, I think it's the fear factor because they would have been handed to the mother.
Well, yeah. You've also got H as your secret weapon.
Yeah, you ain't got a choice. Deal with her. I'm going to grass her up the Winnie.
Well, I was just going to say, you've always got the threat you always had the threat of saying, well, just think of your mum as like Auntie Winnie without the handbag.
Yeah, she's always the joker in the pack. Got a choice. I'll either tell your mum, your nan, I'll grass you up the win.
Yeah. Ah.
But it's right, though, isn't it? Because it's, when I hear them and the way they are with folks and that, it still, even now, it makes me proud because they're so respectful of people. And especially if folks have met them for the first time. They go, who's them two over there? Who's are they? They're my lads. Do you know? Lovely pair of fellas. You've done right by them there. And when you hear that compliment made, as a parent, you kind of feel proud, don't you?
No, it's just complete validation, isn't it?
Yeah, and also proud of your boys because they've carried themselves right in that environment, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And, they've conducted themselves appropriately, should we say.
They've learned the lessons. And
and I think that's the right thing. We never as parents ever had that worry of taking the boys anywhere in case they didn't behave. We never had that. It's, all right, as little dots, they're boisterous, they're this. But if we said to them, look, you're a guest in someone's house, you treat it with respect, and treat everything as if it was your own, and you don't run around their house causing issues or break anything because that's not on. And we never had that problem when we went to visit relatives or anything. They did. It wasn't that they was frightened to move. Don't get me wrong. They was respectful.
Yeah.
And that got remembered by people that you visited. They go, the boy is well behaved,
What you're saying is, basically, every family needs an Auntie Winnie in the background somewhere.
Yeah, no, it was one of them, she, her and mum, the kids were like, what was it like in your generation when you was young, and spent hours just listening to all the stuff that they went through, and they found it interesting, and they've both led very colourful lives, mum and her sister, that typical humble beginnings stuff, isn't it? And I
mean, it's interesting just from the outset that they had an interest in that because a lot of young people nowadays wouldn't care.
Yeah, they've always had that wanting to know history. Where did that tradition come from? Where's that saying from? Because you forget Mum and Win, when they're on a good one, they can speak fluent Romany at the best of times. So my boys found that interesting, and what's that all about? And so it was a thing, and it's nice. Yeah. And then, of course, they sort of, you both got married, and where did you meet your husbands, and all of that and what was life like back then, and they found it interesting, and Mum and Winnie had found people that they could just sit and reminisce with, I suppose.
Yeah, for them it was a chance to tell their story. Just
and it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like if somebody came to you and said, what was life like when you were young? You'd love sitting there telling them what life was like.
Of course you would. Great. I always do it with the poppy bloke. You see them every year, and every year round about a month before Remembrance when they start coming out, I just say to H, run us down with you when you go to a shop. And I'd just go and find them, and I'd just go and sit with them. Like, Pops, come on in, tell us what you got up to. You don't want to hear none of that. And it's like, yeah, I do. Come on, keep your company. And I always give them a Nigel at the end of it. There you go, bung that in your pot. And yeah, it's nice because they probably haven't had someone to recount their war stories to or memories to for many years. And sadly, not many of them are left now.
Yeah.
You know,
it's the kind of thing that they might not have wanted to talk about it for a long time, but now it's like, you know, they're good. They'll want to.
And I can remember this particular fella, he was 19 and in the front of a Wellington bomber.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I can remember saying to my boys at the time, you know, that's what he did at your age. That's what he was doing. And they found it fascinating, you know, what made you make that decision? And they said, well, I lied about my age to get in originally, and you wanted to fight for your king. You wanted to do that, you know, and they spent hours with him just listening intently to what he was telling them, you know, and they loved it. And they still talk about that particular character even now. Do you remember that fella, blah, blah, blah? It obviously resonated.
Yeah, and that's what we don't have nowadays. If there was some... If somehow we needed to suddenly get a lot of people in the military for any reason, it'd be like, yeah, good luck with that.
Well, this is it, you know. It was that whole debate over national service and things like that. I do think there's something that could be done, you know, whether it's civil duty like litter clean-up or tidying up neighbourhoods or mowing the old age pensioners' grass. I don't know, but...
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. I'm not a politician at the end of the day, but I think the basic thing people need to be or have instilled in them is self-respect. Not, you know, and also respect for their others, elders and all of that. You know, it's sadly lacking, isn't it?
Yeah. It would, I think, require a miracle.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Is it achievable? I don't know.
Probably not.
When you look at today's news with what's going on around this country, you're like, yeah, we've all been saying it.
I think, excuse me, I think the environment in which people are growing up today is too self-centered.
Yeah.
As in, it's too much about, you know, the focus is on themselves, not on anything else, and it's like there's nothing to instill any kind of national.
It's all me, I, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about the individual and not about the community.
Sad.
Yeah, but hey, that's just the way the world's going. It's not for us to say it's right or wrong. It's just for us to shut up and grumble about it like old farts. Right, is what we're doing.
I just think it's a shame. I think it's a missed opportunity to try to salvage something.
Yeah. Because
I think not just in the UK where unrest is beginning to creep in, it's happening everywhere. And I worry that is it going to get to the point where that sort of behaviour becomes the norm and countries and civilisations get lost because of that? Are we at that beginning of a teetering point? I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm more not circumspect. I'm a bit more optimistic in that I think, look at all the things going on, thinking, yeah, this is how it was 20 years ago, 40 years ago. It's always kind of had this to a certain degree. I think it will just either carry on as it always has, or it'll get a bit better. But
what it didn't have back then, though, Fox, as to what it's got now, is instant social media.
Yeah, that's the big difference. That
when you're using platforms of social media to organise unrest, I think that's a dangerous precedent, and that's what we're beginning to see at the moment. And how do you police that? You can't, can you?
Yeah, you can't. No.
It's there. It's out the bottle now. And when you see it on the news, I'm like, really? I mean, it's one of them, innit? Why are you going to go and set light to a set of shops in your own neighbourhood? Where are you going to get your milk in the morning?
Yeah, it's like when you see people... it's like It's like when somebody's very anti-police, but then if somebody steals the car, what's the first thing they do?
Ring a copper. I'm going to pull the handbrake up minusculely. One, because Edward Leonard is in. Squishy alert.
Hang on.
And two, the one, the only. Yes, folks, it's that time of night that you've all been waiting for. Cue the drum roll. From Norwich, the quiz of the week, all of that lot. Yes, we have got royalty in the building. We have got Lord Jeff of Candygram for Mongoland has joined us. Yes, the modelling community's very own Carl Sagan has graced us with his presence. I urge you all to stand and look towards the general direction of Texas. Use a compass. And just pause and acknowledge the serene highness of Candygram for Mongo.
We are set irrevocably, I believe, on a path that will take us to the stars, unless in some monstrous capitulation to stupidity and greed, we destroy ourselves first. Apt, given what we've just been talking about.
And he's very, very kindly put in a $10 super chat, a small handful of beans towards the new resin printer fund and whatever else is needed. Thank you so much, Jeff. Massive, massive kindness. Big thanks to PJ. I am imminently standing up, mate. So thanks for the heads up. Edward says, I just need to say this. It's 4 years ago, this world was better with... someone as president, I won't name him. No wars, petroleum was cheap, and the economy was booming, and inflation was minimal. I know you all dislike him. Hey, I don't dislike or like, mate. I sit firmly on the fence, mate, because I find, especially with other countries, it pays not to have a political view of any way, shape, or form, because I don't live there. So therefore, how can I have an opinion on whether he did good or bad? So I just sit on the fence. That's why me and Fox don't normally do religion and politics.
Because it's just the worst possible idea to talk about those things.
Absolutely. That's why we didn't embroil ourselves with the incumbents in the UK at the time and who's gone in since. It's like, I'm going to sit on the fence.
We'll leave that to the streams that talk about such things.
Yeah.
Because we're not qualified to...
Absolutely. You're entitled to your opinion. I don't agree or disagree with it, mate, because I don't live in the country. So there you go.
The difficulty is that we're just little tiny little farty channels. We're not important or anything like that. But at the end of the day...
Oh, yeah. It's all right. It's just me standing up.
That sounded like something popped then.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, whether you've got 1 million subscribers or 1 subscriber, whatever you're doing, if you're presenting like me and Festa do, if you're a host, if you're a face on something that people come and listen to or watch, then it sort of automatically by default makes people think that what you say has some cachet, some depth, some weight to it, and that, your opinion is somehow more important than other people's. It's not. Like, Festa and I will have our own opinions on all kinds of things, but they're no more important or right or wrong than yours.
Or exactly.
And we're always careful never to really throw our opinions out there too much, because the risk is when you do something like we're doing, people add weight to them and it's like, no. We're same as you.
No, that you tend to get quoted as well. I watch the news, I see who's who, I know who's who, but I won't express publicly an opinion one way or the other, because you're always going to offend 50% of people.
Yeah.
Because, there's going to be people that like an individual, there's going to be people that dislike, so you can't win. So.
Yeah. No matter how big or small you are, or important or not important you are technically, by doing anything like this, you are an influencer. I hate that phrase. We're not vapid morons, like many influencers, but at the end of the day, we still have an influence on people. So,
Do we?
Yeah.
I'm only a poor little Festa, mate. I know nothing about anything and anything about nothing.
I'm only a poor little fox, but, I know even less. But at the end of the day, there's always that chance that someone will say something. Someone will.
Well, it's as I've said to people before. I had one who apologised for headwear that they was wearing because it was pro the person Edward's mentioning, and I said, you don't have to apologise to me. However, there may be people that come into the hangout that may have strong views that may not be like myself, where I can just say, look, I don't care one way or the other. I sit on the fence. I said, and I don't want you to have to sit there and get involved in a heated political argument with folks because, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want a bad atmosphere. So you're entitled to your opinion. Do what you like. But there are people that have strong views against said individual. So you just need to be mindful of that.
Yeah, and that's why we don't do anything like that.
That's the thing when you run groups. You've got to play
neutral.
You've got to, you develop what I call splinters in your Harris at the end of the day. Not the one who's running for power, by the way, but Aristotle bottle and glass arse. You develop splinters because you're forever sitting on the fence because you don't want to commit one way or the other. And
well, I mean, as well as plus the fact that everything we do is about model making and being silly. It's nothing to do with that. So it's not a place for us to encourage that kind of conversation because our little groups and forums aren't a place for political discourse or that kind of. It's like you go to other places for that.
And you're not in trouble, Edward, by the way. I don't want you to think that because, you're not. You're entitled to your opinion, mate. You keep it. You believe in it. You go with it, mate. It's just obviously I won't commit either way because I have to be mindful. I don't want to commit to anything like that.
It's not a position to...
I was asked my politics, how I was voting in the UK election, and I wouldn't say one way or the other because... To me, that's a uniquely private thing. It's So,
are you going to vote? Well, very well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're just a silly load of channels about model making and geek stuff and man-children stuff.
Edward goes, I should rant over. Sorry, don't apologise, Edward. You haven't caused a problem, mate. No. You're a very dear friend of ours, Edward, and you'll never, that will never change, mate. Like I say, you're entitled to your opinion, and I respect your opinion, mate. Good luck to you. If you're happy, I'm happy. But I won't say one thing positive or one thing negative because I'm just sitting on the fence, mate. He says, in other news, I went on vacation after many years, and long story short, it was hell. Wife rented wave runners for the grandsons. They wrecked. One grandson broke his leg and was hospitalised, got pneumonia. He said, what is it? He said, I now own an $11,000 wrecked wave runner. Oh, my God, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, mate, I won't... Yeah. Oh, bless you. Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that sounds like the holiday from hell there, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, mate. Times like that, you think, why on earth did I book this damn vacation?
Yeah. The only plus side, of course, is he's now got something to remind his grandkids of in 25, 30 years' time.
Yeah. We did it years and years and years ago. Went to a resort in Spain. Brochure, beautiful pictures. Oh, gorgeous. Wow, look at all of that. It was a building site, basically.
Yeah.
And it was a building site surrounded by everything and anything, and it's like, the one photo we worked out, the one photo they took was about a ruler width of good building with a bit of sunshine, and the rest of it was rubble. So I take the hat off, even to this day, to that photographer. Don't get me wrong, we had fun, we made our own fun, but by Christ, it was a test of, it was a test of resolve. It really was.
Yeah, it's the classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get there and it's a building site.
It was like that Carry On film, you know what I mean? It was like, just when you think, it couldn't happen to me, that lesson was learnt.
Mm-hmm. At least you didn't pay cash for it.
Yeah, it was, The rug was pulled from under our feet.
Oh, yeah. They carpeted you.
Edward says, that's why I haven't been on one. Can't say as I blame you, mate. Yeah, Bless you. Yeah, that's kind of not really what you wanted, is it? You work hard, you know, you just want to chillax and do your thing, and it all goes Pete Tong, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have the hump with that and all.
Yep. Are you going to sell the grandchildren?
Yeah.
Right? After doing all that to us, you're all being sold.
Would you like me to send a lovely spirited old lady out just to educate them and refresh their memories in the error of their ways?
Yeah, she's a lovely little thing.
It's that
So
classic
tiny.
Christmas advert. It's not just for Christmas, it's for life. Once she's landed, she's yours.
Yeah, she ain't coming back. Alan's like that, she ain't coming back.
Yeah, you know, because Alan would basically have all the ports over here on alert. Yeah, if you see her coming back, don't let her in.
Yeah, if you went to ask Alan, he would just bite your hand off. Can we? Yes. Yeah, she's already on the way. Wait, okay.
Yeah. Oh, God, she's watching this back. She'll be looking at it. What have I done now? Yeah. Loved you, dear.
Love you, Auntie Winnie.
Yeah, Winnie Boos.
She still doesn't know who I am, bless her. I do like that delicate little sound when you clean your brushes.
Good, isn't it?
It's very delicate and twee. I'm cleaning my brush. Very nice. Do you know? Do you know what I've been dreaming about lately? It's been rubbish.
What?
You know, like you go to bed at night and you think, I'm going to have some exciting, fun dreams and lots of adventures. No, the last week I've been in an office getting told off because I've done something wrong or I'm not very good at my job or something.
Oh, right.
Every single night. And it's like, I wake up and I'm like, I went through 25 years of that. I don't need more. Come on, brain. Stop torturing me. My brain hates me.
I had in a dream that I had been elected as president of the UN.
Oh.
Right. And I had been given carte blanche
Oh.
and a free rein.
Oh, I like this dream.
And I woke up.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm hoping that when I go to sleep next, that I can continue this little adventure of world domination. Got no idea what inspired it, but that was it. It was like...
I can't remember what it was about, but a couple of weeks ago I had a comedy dream, which is very rare that I ever get them. But when I get them and I wake up and it's like, oh, that was the best. It literally is like being in a comedy program, like throughout the whole dream.
Yeah.
It's probably hasn't. If you could actually watch it back, it probably wouldn't be funny. But in the dream, everything's hilarious. And I very rarely get them, but when I do, they're brilliant. I love them.
We'll go to 1/2 mate, yeah?
Right, works for me. You've done your standing up, so...
Yeah, I've done me bit of standing up, but yeah, originally I was going to go at 2, but if we go to 1/2, that'll be enough for me.
Now, have you had your dinner yet, or have you not had your fish and chips yet?
No, I've got fish and chips when I watch motorcycles go round in circles, mate. But yeah, I'm just mindful of the time and obviously heat and all of that lot.
Yeah, I've actually kind of acclimatized to it now with the lights on. That's the funny thing, like you get the lights on.
That's all right. You can keep going on your lights if you want, mate. I'm not stopping you.
Yeah. You kind of put the lights on and start sweating because it suddenly gets hot, but then you get used to it after a little while. You acclimatise to it. Then you turn your lights off. And you're like, oh, they're cold now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, tonight, before I came on air, I went for a wee, and I was accompanied by the sounds of a tiny kitten and a cow.
Yeah.
From next door's children's toy of the week.
Oh.
That had been left outside in the rain. It was like, meow, 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 moo. Okay.
Yeah. Edward says, the last time we rented a car and my wife returned it with $2,500 of stunt kites in the trunk, and they said nothing was in the trunk. Yeah. He then says, Festa at the UN, get your arses and fix this. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Dale says I've got to say nighty-night, everyone. Sorry, peeps. One is knackered. No worries, mate. We're coming off air at 2:30 anyway, mate. So
yep.
You won't have missed much.
Yes, I can imagine a few telling offs. I can imagine which people you'll be telling to wind their neck in at the UN.
Oh yeah, you know who I'd appoint as ambassadors.
Oh, yeah.
God, could you imagine that? Festa has sent the ambassador, Winnie.
Aladdin sisters.
Yeah. Yeah. The Aladdin sisters landed in a country today.
Yep.
To go and give someone a stern talking to.
The Aladdin sisters land in the territory. Next day, military coup.
Yeah. Apparently, they spoke to his mum.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
We're going to speak to your mother. She died 50 years ago. Don't make excuses.
Yeah.
Right, done the chipping now.
Oh, so proud of you, soldier.
I know. That's all the chipping done.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first.
I shall go and get some more mortar so I can clean my brush. One sec.
Yeah, don't be too long because we're going off at past, dear. There you go. So he's got his little canister of cleany stuff. What else needs any of the base green? No, I've done that one. So we can clean that brush. I kind of wanted to keep this as subtle as possible, so I didn't want to go mad on it. I'm kind of glad I didn't, to be honest with you.
We walked in the bathroom and the windows open. This delicious cool breeze came in. That's nice.
Right, they've had their base flash colour. Do the rest of that next time. I still haven't decided what colour to do his barnet yet.
Which one's that one?
The one with our hat on, Fox, who's got his hair exposed.
Ah. Is he pointing?
He is, because he's a Rupert.
Ah.
So let's bung that away. Let's all my paints away because I am in my new bench mode.
Oh, yeah.
Bench mode. Bench. Tubularity.
Do you know what I want to do? I want to find a use for. I've acquired quite a collection over the years of tea leaf things in our tea jar where we put our Barry's tea bags.
Yeah, tea caddies.
Yeah, but obviously sometimes one of them rips or they just lose a few bits of little whatever. Not really leaves, but you know, the powder. So I've got like about an inch deep well of this tea powder, and it's like, I'm sure I could use this for something in modelling, but I don't know what.
Yeah, ground scatter. Leaves, detritus, anything like that. It's perfect.
Could do.
But yeah. A good little
I'm
bit of
looking at
ground
it, I'm like,
scatter.
I could use this for something.
That, and that pot holder can go away. Second that. Definitely on a mission there. Right. Plain.
Reaching the bottom of my pot of brush cleaner. I'll have to go for my little pot next. I don't like my little pot.
Oh, mate, I've got a fresh pot.
Oh, look at that. Oh. Yeah, I've got this one, but the other one's a half-size pot, and I don't like it because it's just the wrong size. It's just not right.
Oh, Whippлекins.
No.
All going claptrap. That's in full with the same 3 disposable brushes. Yeah. It's that of cleanliness. That can go away.
I have to say, as a fan of Borderlands, I am in no way looking forward to the Borderlands movie. No way.
Ish.
I just can't imagine it's going to be anything other than absolutely terrible. I just have this feeling it's going to be absolute garbage.
You never know. Might surprise you.
Yeah, I hope so. Some of the casting choices are.
Well, all done. Clean.
I shall watch it in good faith, but not be surprised if it turns out to be terrible.
Hey, mate, if it's bish, it's bish. Nothing you can do about it, is there, mate?
No. I mean, it's got Jamie Lee Curtis, so that's a good thing.
Swing.
Yep. Can't go wrong with Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's one of them. I'm sure if you rang the director and the studio and told them of their error, they wouldn't acknowledge.
Yes.
You know, they wouldn't
like,
give a monkeys.
I'm still not convinced about Jack Black as Claptrap.
You know, some bloke called Guru from the UK, yeah, and...
Yeah. I mean, the little trailers I've seen so far have not been particularly encouraging. We'll see. I shall keep an open mind, but I shall prepare myself for disappointment.
I'm sure the millions of other cinema goers around the world, yeah, they'll be fine. That is pretty much where that's going to stay for the moment, and that'll be brought back to life for its last little bits next week. Don't want to go mad on it. I like it nice and subtle, to be quite honest with you.
I see what you did there with the words that you used.
Yeah. Dale saying later, see you later, Dale, you take care, mate. Jeff says Festa for president of the UN. Yeah, it'd be good, wouldn't it?
Just realised I missed a bit.
Yeah. Funny, me and my missus was talking about this with the recent elections in the UK. And when she looked at the choices for our local town, she said, sometimes I wish we would stand. And both my boys were like, do it. The thought of you two running this country would be hilarious.
It would be good, wouldn't it?
Could you imagine it, dude?
I could just... you'd be the first MP to ever use the phrase wind your neck in the House of Parliament.
Just imagine it, couldn't you, Lindsay Oil? Prime Minister, you're not allowed to say you're talking a load of bollocks to the leader of the opposition. But he is.
Yeah, but he is, and I am.
Yeah. Imagine it, me meeting King Chuck. Oh, geez, how you doing? Good, big old gaff you've got here, mate. Calling all this gold. My mate likes a bit of gold.
Why? I see what he did there. Why the long face?
Exactly, yeah. What's going on with them old wafters on the side of your canister, mate? You get them seen to, mate. All that money.
Face? Oh, it's the missus.
Yeah. Yeah. Diana's let herself go a bit, isn't she?
Yes, slipped a bit round the edge, hasn't she, mate? Ooh.
Yeah, a bit frayed round the old edges there, Chuck, isn't she? But yeah, imagine it'll be in the towel within 10 minutes. Edward says, looking lovely. I've gone, Edward. Subtle, mate. Do you think I've achieved that? I think so. It's getting there.
I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I've just got to sort the dudes out and finish them, but then I'll go round and do the rest of the lenses. Get their little light source in there. I need to sit it there and make sure I'm getting them all in the right way, because I've seen it done right, where someone's had a lens on that side with the light in the top right, and then on the other side it's on the top left. It's like, okay, why have you done that? But yeah,
that makes no sense.
And of course, my Rogel Dawn has got its own filled in.
It's got a bottom hole filled in.
Because, yeah, I had to do a plate. And the guns are totally magnetic, so I can pick and choose, and it makes a beautiful magnetic
That is a good sound. Ah, so good.
So, yeah, just a little bit of track wash to do, a little bit of a wash on some of the tools, detail up the fellas, and I'm going to call that done. Because I don't want to go too mad with it. Famous last words.
I love when he says that.
And Jeff says, very striking. Thank you very much, Jeff. I try my best, mate. But yeah,
I think you've channeled the sort of World War II Matilda brilliantly.
Yeah, I just like these little Rogel dolls, to be honest with you. I've been asked to do one as a commission for someone. They've said, if I buy the kit and that, would you do me one? So I'm going to do a one because I said I would. There you go.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So yeah.
Right, can you?
There you go, folks. So that's what I've been up to. And I get to go,
Boom, boom. You get a double boom.
yeah, I'll stop now.
You having fun there, love?
I am.
Can I just say, by the way, your desk hoover looks like an alien spaceship on its little legs.
It's brilliant, isn't it? You like that,
It's
don't
quite
you?
adorable. It's quite adorable.
Yeah, he's over there with what is going to be my Captain America. Do you remember the film Easy Rider, folks?
Yes.
My missus got me this years ago. The old skull and all of that lot. But I was going to repaint this with the Captain America helmet that Peter Fonda wore in the Easy Rider film. Now, I've got some Americans in the chat. I've got a question, and I mean this sincerely before I ask it. But if I did that as the Captain America helmet, would the Americans be offended? Would they think I'm being disrespectful to Peter Fonda's memory or the film if I did that? Because if it was deemed that, then obviously I won't do it. I'll do it as a Union flag instead. But for me, it was an iconic film about bikers, the lifestyle. But if people thought that was disrespectful, me doing that, and I don't mean it as in any way disrespectful, but I just thought I would ask. Edward says, nice to see Bruce again. Yes, I was asked at the time whether he had gone away. No, he hadn't. It's just when I do the E-Models gig, because obviously it's an E-Model show, I tend to have their box of goodies in the front because they kindly sent me that to film for them. So it's advertising for them. So Bruce hasn't gone away. It's just I was too lazy to clear my bench off. And not only that, when I get the airbrush out, the spray booth out, it's so much easier for me now because I've only got to move Bruce because my duct is underneath there. Edward says, not at all. I thought I would ask Edward because you know what I'm like. I would hate the thought of offending anyone. So, I thought, well, I've got Americans in, because the last thing you want to do is upset people in it. He does need a repaint, and I just instinctively thought, I know the Captain America character didn't have the skull and crossbones on there, but I just thought it'd be a little homage to that movie. It was, a movie of its time, and I just thought, Captain America. There you go.
Yeah. I've just remembered that I once read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Yeah.
That's going back a long way.
But anyway, what have you done? Come on.
This evening I have finished the chippings. So all these bits on the Lehman Russ, the Draco Sound Transport, and the little Sentinel Walker thing, they've all had their highlight and rust chips.
Yeah.
So after that, now I just need to paint lots of details.
Yeah.
Some striping and colour bits, and then weathering.
Absolutely. And both my American friends, whose opinions I trust implicitly, have said there wouldn't be an issue. Thank you very much, gents. Yeah. But you know why I'm asking, because you know me, last thing I'd want to do is pee people off.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to be done, isn't it? No, they're looking mint, mate. I like that. You're still in black and white.
Yeah, still monochrome.
I keep expecting ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, I burped. I should do my Mr. Chumley Warner voice. And here we go, Grayson. You see, I painted the chips.
Absolutely. Right, folks. Well, we're going to love and leave it there because we're both rather... let's snooze that. We're both hot and sweaty and... Yeah.
Not for the right reasons.
And, it is a bit... Yeah, it's a bit warm in here, so... We'll love and leave you. I'll be back Sunday with Dangerous, doing a bit of the old Sunday at the bench stroke brunch gallery goodness and all of that.
Get your pictures uploaded.
Get your pictures uploaded. Hopefully I can get out and do a bit of work on the 1/16th tank to get that paint job started. So if I can get that done, if not, I'll just start painting the dudes or something Monday because it's E-Models tank show Monday.
Yeah, I think it's a bit cooler this weekend, isn't it? So you might get some spraying done.
But I kind of want to get on with it because I'm doing a road trip up there, hopefully by the end of the year. And if I can, I want to take the tank up as well at the same time. If I can't, I can't. It'll stay here.
Yeah.
It would mean it stays here for another year. So, because, it's once a year thing that I can do. Anyway, I'm rambling. So until the next one, thank you all for coming in and keeping us two idiots company. We really do enjoy your company on a Friday. And we'll see you Sunday. And until then, stay safe and stay well. Look after each other. Bye-bye for now.
Speeders.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down,